Hey everybody, and thank you so much for coming by and giving us a minute. We're just having a slight technical difficulty. Who do you want to blame? Who do you want to blame this technical difficulty on? It's your choice. We can blame it on Wade. Okay, Keith. Yep. Okay, Wade. Okay, blame Mathis. That feels accurate. Let's see. Roll the 1 for great stream. Well, that's accurate. That's painful but accurate. Okay, well, looks like the technical difficulties game. I'm glad you guys are blaming Wade. It's definitely Wade's fault, but you guys called him out for his bullshit and things are getting better. So thank you. Give us just give us a minute. There we go. And if Wade can't hear you, don't mind him. He's really old. He's balding. His ears just don't work the way they used to. Don't mind him. He's just a little lost. Ano, remember, things are happening in your campaign, Ano. You can be punished. Limb from limb. You can be punished, Ano. So I'm going to tell you right now, you watch yourself, sir. You watch yourself, sir. You don't want to know how things can go for you, my friend. Remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason, and plot. I can think of no reason why someone can't treason. I don't know. I think I forgot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lost Initiative, Star Wars Forgotten Legacy Week 10. Sorry, we're starting a little bit late. I had some IRL obligations, and then my microphone was broken for like 10 minutes, and then it fixed itself. So if I go silent...
on the grenade for Wade?
I am jumping on the grenade for Wade with truth.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah.
I know.
Who threw a grenade at me?
Who grenaded me?
But...
I mean, it wasn't Bato, since he still hasn't bought any. Bato.
Hey-o. Bato might have something from Patreon coming along his way soon.
Ooh.
Is it a lightsaber?
Not a lightsaber.
High five, Scott.
Not a lightsaber.
Go.
Yeah.
This is from, well, it'll be from, shout out to Wabusika, who came up with this one. So, but beyond that, we will be doing, instead of our usual 1 break an hour, we're going to do just 1 break in the middle after about an hour and a half. That way we try to make up some time since we did lose the first 30, 40 minutes to some obligations and then some technical difficulties. So,
yeah, we'll shoot for like 11:15, see where it lands, you know.
Yeah,
I'm going to be straight up honest. If somebody gave me a jetpack, I will be actually angry.
It's not a jetpack, though. Don't worry.
Okay, 1, it's a whole skill tree I have to learn. 2, the gas is holy fuck expensive.
No,
don't give me a jetpack.
Hold on.
Chad, if you guys ever decide to work on anything for me, just make it experience points.
Okay. 2 things. 1, jetpack, you don't have to learn the skill tree. You just need to remember
to be able to fly correctly, yes.
Just to be good at it. Yeah, that's right.
Just to be good at it, yeah.
And if you watch Mandalorian, spoiler alert, learn
he's already good at it.
Yeah, you press 1 button 1 time when you're told to wait a while, and you're perfect already.
Well, I mean, the Mandalorian's a solo campaign. Yeah, I know. Well, we gotta keep Mandalorian's a solo campaign. Everybody who kind of comes around him, they're all NPCs because they all die off or move around. So he gets a lot of extra XP because he's the star.
He's a Gestalt character.
He's a Gestalt character. He got
about Baby
front-loaded.
Yoda? He's like another player, dude.
Baby Yoda's
No,
not
he's
thing.
he's a once a session power. He's like a once a session.
He's a once a season power. What are you talking about?
Well, I wouldn't call each episode a full session. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, it probably is.
Wait,
Well,
it was hot today. Go ahead,
It's
bud.
not hot
down
at all.
here. It was hot in the. I'm not wearing a costume today. Everyone, chat noticed.
What temperature was it in Cincinnati?
It was not. It was only like in the 70s, but like in the house
nice,
because we
though.
still had heat on.
In the 7?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we went on. I went on a walk in shorts. This was my like walking weather, and I was sweating by the time I got back.
It was 30 out here for today.
No, it was hot. Well, it was comfortably warm, but like I was sweating when I got back from the walk and everything
It's
with the dogs.
57 here where I live right now, which
Yeah.
California, that's kind of
That's
chilly.
cold for Cali. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cold. For
I got
Cali.
back to the
So, I
house.
mean-
I had to turn the heat off because I was like, I need to turn the AC on.
That's
And
why
I was
I'm, like,
it's
in a
March,
hoodie.
Not doing it yet.
I've been cold
you
all
are-
day, dude.
If you are all watching, by the way, and you are all D&D players, do what we're doing. Play D&D online. Practice social distancing.
That's
Wash your
true.
goddamn hands, you gross gamers, and shower in the morning and at night.
First, watch us first, then go play.
Then
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
And maybe,
Yeah.
maybe, we'll be watching you.
Oh
God
no! No! I don't like it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm glad we got through our technical difficulties. Just to scare away Scott. You won. You won, dude. He's bringing his like weird table leg.
Yeah, I think that he uses that for weird things in the bedroom.
No, his wife
I
would
agree.
not allow that in the bedroom, dude. It's
She would
purely
totally
in.
put that cube end up his ass. You know it.
Yeah, well, he does it to himself in the gaming room.
True.
That's why
Let me
it's
just
down there.
adjust my seat. Hold on one second. There we
Exactly. No need.
It's gonna be a fun episode.
Well, you're all like, well, we could pick right back up where we left off. We're all ready to dive back in. But before we pick up there, everybody, I need your force points rolled.
Oh yeah. Let's
I'm
do it.
ready. Boom.
Boom. Yeah, I'm light again.
A balance to the darkness.
That's the
Oh,
only
God
light side
damn
point
it!
I'll roll all day.
God damn
When was
it!
the last time, Scott, you rolled a light side point?
Never.
When chat made me re-roll.
It was still named
Oh.
Kyle back then, I think.
That's true. Well, if you missed last episode, the scene we ended off at was the ship streaking into hyperspace, leaving the derelict Hammerhead behind after a brief encounter with potentially a couple decades old security droids and somebody who was convinced that Varen was his test, only to defeat his test and then be gunned down by some turrets as he's trying to leave the room.
I got my
Drop
ass
the
kicked.
stick.
You all eventually did make your way back to your ship, and after an astrogation check of dubious means, you first exited outside of Dathomir, as Dathomir rose right in front of you, and then Krasa very quickly recalculated and got the hell out of there, heading toward Cathar. Now,
I believe the correct Star Wars term is yeet.
yeet,
Yeah, we-
yeeted.
Ah, yes, I remember when Han Solo was said, "Everything's fine down here. We just yeeted."
that was yeah. Check cannon.
I'm pretty sure
I
you're
remember
right.
that.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I think that was in the director's cut.
Yeah.
And what was it? Darth Vader? Don't make me yeet you.
And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Han yeeted first, right?
You don't
Yeah.
understand the power of the yeet side.
Now witness the power of the yeet.
Listen,
Is that
I am
the famous
open.
emperor?
Throws-
Eat it.
Throw Samuel Jackson out the window.
Eat it.
Everybody says Star Wars jumped the shark with Rise of Skywalker, but honestly, all that stuff I'd accept once we got the Han Solo dancing game for the Xbox 360 back in the day.
Ooh, I forgot
That's
about
when
that.
it all went out the window, dude.
That-
When
that-
I'm
that
Han
was when-
Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo. All right, I'm Han Solo. I think those were the 5 lines. Yeah, exactly. The thing is,
I'm
now it's
Han
going to be in your
Solo.
mind.
I'm Han Solo. Yeah. I just think of like what was it? JonTron Starcade.
Oh yeah, that's
where they're all
right.
doing that dance at the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Yoda
you know-
too. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to yeet.
Yep. Another classic line
Yeah.
right out of Yoda.
Scruffy looking yeet herder. Yeah.
Yep.
Nerf. It would be more neat. Nerf yeeter, because
Nerf
yeeting
yeeter, yeah.
is like a verb, right? It's an action.
Yeah, it is. I guess
So-
Nerfs was a
Yeah,
Nerf
yeah.
Yeeter.
Nerf yeeter. Scruffy looking Nerf yeeter.
What
Doesn't
the
really
hell
come
is
I just
going
remembered
on?
Leia's classic line. My
Right.
bad.
Yeah. Well, as the ship entered hyperspace and you still had, a little bit of time, Varen walks in with something newly attained and acquired. It's destroyed with a few blaster shots in it, and you saw it spark with wires hang out. But in his hands and now in his possession is something he's been eagerly hunting for quite a while now, ever since the beginning of the campaign. The hilt.
Girls?
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If there's girls there, I wanna
You want to eat them.
eat them.
Yeah.
See, you just slip it in anywhere you want. It doesn't
Girl
matter.
cannon. Yeah.
My
Beyond
favorite.
that, Cathar is not a long trip. Even with your hyperdrive, not exactly the best. It's still not that far, especially from Dathomir. It's a relatively short jump. So you have, I think, like a week and a half in space, maybe at most here. But even then, that's probably at the long end. And it's only a week and a half because you went to Dathomir first. So it gives you some time, just the three of you plus the engineer, the medical droid, and the quiet one who has forbidden knowledge that sits on the ship and keeps to herself. On the ship. Now, if there's anything you want to do, any conversations you'd like to have with each other, or we can just jump right to Cathar. It's up to you. I don't know what you have in mind.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of covered everything last time, but please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
I thought we did.
I don't remember if you roleplayed on the ship.
How long were we? How long are we looking at? Is it like another
Like
week?
a week,
Is it
week and a half at most.
So I can either do one more roll or else I can do some RP.
More or less, you kind of have to like lock yourself into the room, or you're allowed to lock yourself in for an additional discipline check.
What do you guys think? Another discipline check, or should I talk to some peeps?
I'm.
We kind of had conversations all recently, right? Well, recently.
I'm fine with you just doing.
How many successes have you racked up so far?
I mean, exactly 40, I think.
Okay.
40. Yeah, I'll do one more. What's the? Is it still 2 purple?
Nope, it changed again. This time it's against 1.
Ooh, I like that. Now watch me roll. No, watch me have a Scott roll. The easier it gets, the more likely I am to have a Scott roll.
Scott rolls are pretty infamous for the first 2 hours of the
Well, boom.
session.
Oh,
Wow.
3.
Add 3 more successes, please.
All right, up to 43.
43. So in that week, Varen ends up heading to his room and shutting himself in over the course of over the days, simply to meditate. And as the camera hovers in that room, kind of like a fly on the wall style, we see him perched on the ground, eyes closed, meditating as the Sith holocron in front of him once again opens up like a puzzle and begins to rotate and fold in and of itself, and continues to do so in a way that from the outside view looks like chaos and nonsense, and that there's no real progress being made. But inside Varen's mind, as a force flows between him and the holocron, he feels and knows very, very differently. And perhaps this time, strangely, the sense of being humbled helps you focus a little more, and the holocron itself seems more receptive to your instructions and your movements, not nearly fighting against you as strongly as it was prior. You're not entirely sure if there is any rhyme or reason as to sometimes it seems like there's no difficulty, and sometimes it seems like the Sith holocron is fighting against you. But for the time being, it doesn't seem to be putting up that much resistance, and you continue working on the puzzle almost immediately where you left off for the week. Eventually, on the bridge, as Crossus sits in the pilot's chair, leaned back with the feet up, a light begins to blink, and he sits up, and you can hear the chair actually squeak after many centuries old. And he looks at a monitor nearby as it shows that the planet is coming up. Then just a few minutes thereafter, as hyperspace fades away, in front of you, the mix of lush green and barren desert planet rises before you. Cathar returns again. I imagine all 3 of you would make your way to the bridge at this point, and even Latorthel would make her way in there as well. She peeps over and she's like, wow, that's a pretty looking planet. Where are we?
Feast your eyes on. For this is.
You're very quiet.
You are
very
extremely quiet.
Oh. I wasn't moments ago, was I?
No, you just all of a sudden decided
You
to.
were like, you.
Yeah, and it sounded like
It's like you turned your mic down 50%.
Maybe
It's like you're talking from like your bookshelf way back there.
It could just be because I decided not to yell at my microphone.
No, it's not
Even
louder.
when you're yelling, you're quiet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
quieter than I was moments ago. I didn't do anything but unmute myself.
I mean, normally I'd say it's very pleasant right now, but for chat's sake, like, yeah, it's pretty
I can
quiet.
turn myself up over there.
All right, cool.
I say,
Feast your eyes on that.
yeah.
Chat, let him know if he sounds better or not.
I just turned myself up a bunch. Feast your eyes on
He
me,
sounds
for
perfectly
this is
fine in
my-
the stream.
For
Does he?
this is my home world.
What? Forgive me. I'm sure you told me, but what are you?
I'll turn and walk away.
Yeah, and then
Like
as
months.
you walk,
They're
as you
like
look by,
months.
yeah, exactly. As you look by, she actually then we'll like turn to Varen first, and then if he says nothing, to Bato after. But Latorthal just looks confused, and she's like, "I'm sorry. Should I have asked sooner?"
I imagine I'm like flying the plane. I would just be
Oh yeah,
saying
you're in the bridge. You're also frozen on Zoom.
Oh yeah, your
I
camera
am.
is frozen.
What the?
Tech
Why is all
difficulties
this
today.
happening?
I don't know. Stop your camera and I'll stop mine. We'll go back again.
No, I should be good. I'm just turning up my my audio.
No,
output
but
as I
Pat's
go.
camera's busted. So
Oh, is it? Oh no, Pat!
Was Scott like not there for like 10
I was not
seconds
paying.
there?
I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
I was trying to fix my mic.
No, it's
All
all right.
right, I'll be right. Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Oh, ooh. Hey, welcome back.
That was quick.
Anyway, Latorthal looks to Varen and then to Bato. Varen doesn't say anything. He's like, "I'm sorry, was I supposed to ask sooner?" There's a
Nah,
lot of
he's-
different aliens in this galaxy. I don't know them all. I'm sorry.
He's Cathar. He's of a feline race.
Is that what is that? What's the name of his home planet then? Is it
Cathar.
Cathar? Okay, she just nods. It's not weird. It's not out of the ordinary at
What
all.
language do they speak there?
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't ask that question.
Okay.
But
I
it's
would
not out
have
of the
taken
ordinary.
a long pause before telling him, "This is Cathar."
She's like,
A
wow,
long,
it's-
awkward spot.
she's kind of plays with her head tails for a minute. She's like, I imagine it must be like really far out then. I think he's the only one of his kind I've ever seen.
There are many a people here, many a clan.
She when you say that, she'll actually plop into the co-pilot seat next to you, and you see her plucking away, and she pulls up like a map, like a galaxy map of at least what you have astrogated, and she's like, oh god, yeah. Oh, where are we? And she's
What
just like
happened?
looking at the map, and she's like, how did you get here?
Well, we didn't remember the whole lost in.
Oh, you were
Dark
trying to get
space.
here. That makes sense. There's
Yeah.
no hyperspace lane that leads out here. Why the hell would you come out here with a hyperspace lane? Without a hyperspace lane, at least somebody who knows how to get through dark space.
We normally have one, and I would just look towards the door that cross a lip.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Huh. Well, interesting. I wonder what kind of people they are. Am I allowed off the ship? Can I go walking through town or city or wherever we go?
I would just look to Varen.
If we go to a town, sure, but we're still being pursued, and if we go to, there's one town we may go to that you may not want to walk off the ship for because there was a massacre there.
Are his people kind of just like, are they like a warlike? Kind of like, and then she looks to Bato but doesn't say anything and then looks back to Varen. Bato, you may make
He's
me a perception
very
check.
racist.
You
What
can
the
make
fuck?
you can make me a perception check against one purple to notice her quick
Is this
look
the
to you.
Twi'lek?
Yeah.
Can we just start calling her Tails?
You can
Where's
call it if you want.
Sonic?
You don't want Sonic on the ship, man. He's just gonna be all one-liners and annoying.
Gotta go
I take
fast.
that as
Yeah, you definitely just take that as straight.
Okay.
You definitely notice she when she like kind of like, and she looks at Bato and then back to you. Is that the? I don't want to step out. Maybe I should just stay on the ship. You know what? I'll just stay on the ship.
in
And
a
she-
very mocking tone, be like, "Yeah, maybe you should just stay on the ship."
Well, we will likely be, at least at some point, trying to refit new weapons on the ship, and we'll need your help outside for that.
She nods. Well, when that time comes knocking, then I will. I'll be around. And she leaves the bridge, leaving just Bato and Varen in there.
I am worried.
We make
About-
the same mistake I did last time we were here.
I am worried for Cross's sake. You really intend to go back to that village?
That's up to him. The only thing I came back for was either for whatever closure he needs to get or whatever he needs to do, and as well as getting the weapons for the ship. Not my place to guide us while we're here.
I feel for him and his tribe. But my main objective is those weapons.
Same, but I will understand if he wants to, go to another village and talk to Cathar there, or go back and, if I need to walk through and see what I've caused, I will. Whatever healing process Crossa needs.
Let's try not to take too much time again.
I agree.
I think time is of essence here.
Where do you want to pilot the ship to, Pato?
How
I would
far out
ask-
from where the guns were found and where that village was that we were before?
It was like
Yeah.
a 2-hour flight.
Yeah, it was like a small flight.
Okay, then
I would
have to
ask for
RP them.
I would ask for Crossa over the comms to return to the bridge.
I'll come over. Yes.
Crossa, Varen wanted to ask you on where we should be landing. And I would just leave it to Varen to explain. Kind of putting you into a little bit of an uncomfortable position. I apologize, but
No, we know we want to get the weapons refitted on the ship that we're here, but knowing what we know now, if there was anywhere else you wanted to go, or if you wanted to revisit any other places, whatever it takes for the healing process to begin. And if you would like me to face what I caused, I will do that as well. But most importantly, this planet it's yours and your people.
Baron, listen, you probably have things a little bit wrong. I am a bit upset of what happened to me, but it is more about the artifacts that could have been lost. Very well may. I do want to go back to village. I want to find things that were in that place to hold history and transport them to another village. If things were not destroyed, what is another village? So long as we're not being chased on tail again, it can wait several days. But it is concerned that we will be getting chased. Perhaps we should do first. Cost people much even to get things there. Just honor.
Whichever one you want to do first.
Let's see if
The
that's
weapons would be beneficial to have in case we are pursued, but I also don't want to have to flee and prevent you from getting to go back. So I leave that choice to you in this case, Crossa.
I will. That is why my gain was low and I had a noise gate on. That should solve the problem. Let me turn the gain back down a little and the noise
That'll
gate.
definitely do it.
I forgot that I had a noise gate on OBS as opposed to how I stream on my own channel. Okay, there we go. I'm good now. That should stop. That should stop any of the issues. Okay, cool. So you say
Basically, the choice is yours if we go to get the weapons first or if we go back to your village, village first.
I'll think for a moment and then I'll look over to Bato and I'll think for another moment and then I'll say,
would I notice you looking at me?
yeah.
If you're looking to me for advice, if those artifacts are important to you, I say let's just get them on the ship. It wasn't that far of a flight from that village to the guns. And hopefully nobody's picked those guns clean already.
Bato, you are good. Yes, I'll get ready.
I understand relics of a tribe are important to one. I have those same. I say let's go get your tribe's you are not your tribe, but I say let's go get your relics and just keep them safe here on the ship. We have protection here on the ship. Right now, let's just go see what's not there.
I'll gladly head out to go and collect the stuff. Yeah, so I just go and get.
So I need a
myself ready.
pilot check. against 1 purple. As you just base piloting planetary specifically.
Nice.
And very simply, as you breach the atmosphere and soar over the vast forests, and then that are kind of peppered and spotted by giant areas of.
Does that advantage do me anything?
Get you there a little faster, basically.
You strain with 1 too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
also
can I
have
just heal with strain?
Well, yeah, you're welcome to. That's up to you.
We used to have a really good
the lush
sheet.
forests are peppered with miles of just desolated, barren lands that hold no life, and some scattered ruins, but most have been already reclaimed by nature or just rusted into uselessness. You even fly by the one that you were once at, and a quick look as you fly over tells you that everything looks to be in its place. The guns, at the very least, at the very top, are plainly visible, and nobody's taken them yet. And you continue past, and eventually the border to the barren lands back into the forest overtakes. And a small flight later, as you glide over it, you can actually see beneath you the small village that once was. The burned charred of the forest that goes about a mile out in all directions. The charred buildings that have collided to the ground from the trees. And if there were any bodies there, either they've been picked clean or you can't see them. A nearby clearing that has been made recent as the fires have cleared out a bunch of trees is an easy place to bring this thing down. And so just outside the perimeter of the town, we see the Revenant lower from the sky, and with a hefty weight land on the dirt ground below.
As I imagine Crossa makes his way to the departure bay or whatever, I'd probably just urge Varen to go with him, and that I would stay aboard the ship.
Very well. If you see anything on the sensors, let us know as soon as possible.
I imagine we all still have our communicators as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I would just nod to that. I'll keep a close eye.
Then out the back, Varen and Crossa go. And right into the little village you walk. As I said, as we flew over, this place has been burned to the ground. The buildings themselves, only a couple stand in the trees, and only parts of them at that. At your feet, you can now clearly see a few bodies still amongst the rubble, rotting away underneath it all. As you clear away and maybe even look at some of the bodies, you can see clear blaster marks on most, and a couple as you make your way towards what would be the entrance to the town. A few that are gashed wide open, that Varen could easily tell you looks like a lightsaber wound. You take a moment, both of you, and take in the scenery, the weight of the massacre sitting heavily on both of your shoulders. Do the two of you say anything or do anything very specific as you enter this town?
I say thank you, Gym Squad, for the raid.
Oh, Molly, thank you so much for the raid. What is it, Gym Squad?
Gem, like
Gem Squad.
like
Oh,
a
Gem
diamond,
Squad. I was
like a
like, Gym
gem.
Squad? Like, we're going to go, like, lifting weights.
How do you
Gym
not know
squad,
Molly's
gym
clue
squad.
by
I
now,
like a
Michael?
gym squad.
Sorry.
I'm disappointed in you, Michael.
Why?
I'm disappointed in you, Michael. We will talk about it after the show.
Sorry.
Save for the ride home.
Did I forget something?
No.
Something in the village that should be there?
Do you, sir, my apologies. Do you say anything first, or do you want Crossa to speak first?
Varen would probably be in thought, just looking at the blasters fire and then the lightsaber burn marks, and he would be thinking about that, and that would have distracted him. So he'd probably be not saying anything for a moment, just deep in thought.
Crossa similarly would also be very contemplative at this time. Obviously, you know, he's a little
Crossa, I'm
distracted.
actually going to pose you an option here. Only you.
Only you.
You
Force
have the
fighters.
opportunity here
Literally.
to spend a force point.
What
Not
for?
because, you don't worry, you're force sensitive, but you have an option. You don't have to. And I'm telling you, and it won't change anything drastically.
I'm going to say the phrase "force be with me," and I expect ghosts to give me magic powers.
Ghost to give you magic powers.
That's how it worked for Ray.
The both of you stand there in quiet contemplation. Varen perhaps running the whole thing through his head over and over again. I imagine, Varen, there's a lot of questioning as to this is directly the result of your actions, if you truly hold fault, or if this was going to happen one way or another because of who she may or may not be.
Mhm.
Where What is running through Varen's head?
Pretty much, I mean, one, it's the fact that he just got his ass handed to him by a lightsaber, and here's another lightsaber burn mark, and he knows that who he sent here, and if he's going to encounter her again, is he prepared to defend himself and his friends, or are they going to face a similar kind of massacre to themselves? And then it's kind of that realization that he's thinking selfishly, and then to take a step back and think about how his decision making has seemingly put everyone in danger whenever he's tried to make a good choice for his group. It caused a whole village to be taken down. So he's just thinking through this whole leadership role that he's kind of been thrust into, and how he feels like he's way in over his head, and about how he is confused as to why, again, he's channeled the dark side, he's felt its power, and yet every time he does, he feels like it's wrong in some way. And it's weird to him that he feels all of this whenever it used to be like massacring a village. This would be something that he would embrace the pain from, and now it just causes him discomfort and guilt, which don't feel empowering.
You speak those emotions in such a way, especially when your history and how you were taught to feel.
Yeah.
Told how to harness it. And now that that's not there, you've allowed yourself that freedom to feel emotions that we're told will only bring weakness. And as you reflect, it's almost a realization that allowing those strengths to take hold is a lot of the reason you sent her back, because you had control of the situation. You used your emotions to manipulate hers, and through the Force, you willed her to walk away. Maybe the Sith would applaud such a move, but now you stand here in remorse and contemplation. Meanwhile, Krasa, of course you feel guilt and remorse. While it wasn't directly your fault, and you weren't even told until long gone, these were still your people. And moreover, your people have a connection to this planet. This is your home. Everything you've ever worked toward, you don't leave Cathar often. Getting here is just as dangerous as leaving. And what you first thought was just your own guilt and remorse becomes heavy. And you begin to feel sadness worse and heavier than you've ever felt in your entire life. But it doesn't let up as you hear sobs surround you. The cries of death, the wails of pain, all cut short. You hear no echoes of blaster fire or weaponry, just the cries of your people. And while you initially sit there and perhaps just assume that these voices are that of the village itself, it grows cacophonously. It is a opera of pain. And when you finally realize that you are not hearing your own, but you are weighing or feeling the weight of the guilt of an entire planet, and you open your eyes, you are on the ground, on your side, tears streaming down your face. No noise, no sobbing. Varen, we'll get to what you see here in a moment. It is simply sadness that then gives way to anger. But in both your hands, you clutch your dagger, the one thing that was taken from this place. You weren't holding it previously. It was sheathed by your side, but now it is clutched so tightly in your hands, both of your palms have been pierced and bleed. Very gently on the hilt.
Show us, Scott.
Yeah, you don't want to do that for me? From now on, so long as you're fighting a Force user with that weapon, you get 2 bonus dice on any attack roll used against a Force user.
Ooh, Wade! I mean...
Yeah. You don't even need the +2 to kick my ass. We learned that before.
Yeah, it's true. Just strafe.
Varen, you simply see as you were standing there contemplating, you watched as he looked around. Very slowly, he took a few steps, but his legs grew weak. He dropped to his knees before eventually colliding to his side, and he began to heave with sobs. Quiet sobs, not open wailing. And that lasted for maybe a minute or so before he opens his eyes and sits back up.
Crossa, are you all right?
Oh, if I put that there, it actually affects it.
Your planet has consistently been taken advantage of by others, destroyed, and now more life gone. It cries in pain.
It is a lot. You understand a small amount of what it is that I do. You understand a small amount of what it is, of why I do this. Do you know exactly how many people died here those days? It is not too distant past. Do you know how many millions? How many billion? Because here's a fun fact. I do not. In fact, nobody knows. We did not census like on other worlds. We did not keep strong records like other worlds. The names, the children. All. For what cause? This world. We keep coming back here, don't we? Like job not done. I don't mean fucking blasters for a ship. We have work to do. Let us get done.
Very well.
Do you wish to... Oh, please, Varen.
For what it's worth, Crossa, I know I did not do this, but I did cause this. And side by side, we will avenge however many we can for what part we had to play, that I had to play in causing this. We can't avenge the entire planet, but we can avenge this village. And we can try to do right by the rest.
He nods. He stands up and says, if we want to properly venerate the people, to give any form of vengeance, it is not cutting down bitch that did this. It is remembering who was lost, of what was lost.
You'll actually see Varen shifts slightly, and for him, he feels stronger for a few moments as he again embraces darkness. He thinks about what you said, but it kind of like goes past him, and he focuses on the fact that these innocent people that couldn't really defend themselves were massacred, and he's just full of hatred for those that did this. He can't believe that he sat there and watched a show and had just a casual conversation, and he's so consumed with just wanting to get that lightsaber functioning and just pierce her right in the heart with it. Like it just consumes him for a few moments, and I'm sure that visually you can see that something is happening, but
everybody can see when rage quickly glances across someone's face. That the quivering eye, just like the inability to control just your finer muscle movements just for a moment.
Oh, standard
I think it
Skywalker
even lasts
look.
longer than a moment. This is something that like triggers something deeper within him that he didn't even realize, as far as like just how much it upsets him that these people were killed for virtually no reason, especially being as he's the one that caused it. But I mean, he's just, it's like for a brief second, he almost feels like as strong as he might have years ago. And like it washes over him. And then like looking at you and kind of listening to what you said, he snaps back to it. But there is that moment of just, pure hatred and rage washing over him. Yeah.
When you have that rage and the hatred and everything over you, I'll allow it to play out till it's at its like kind of tail ends, when it seems like it's starting to simmer down a bit, and then I'll come forward and I'll like rest a paw on your shoulder and say, Varen. I said reverence, remember, not murder. And I'm going to walk past you and start collecting whatever little things I can.
Sure, can I get,
small
yeah,
trinkets.
absolutely. Get me a perception check, please, against just 3 purples, as there's a ton of wreckage to dig through. How long are you willing to just spend time here? Because if you just like spend time, you can just bring it down to 1 purple.
Yes, but let's not be obnoxious. Like a few hours, sure, but not like
That's
a few
plenty.
days.
That's
Okay.
plenty of time. It's not a big village, so 1 purple then for perception.
Okay.
Just
I
looking
mean, if we're gonna be here for hours, I'd be assisting him. So is that a blue?
What's the roll we're making?
perception, right?
Then if you're assisting me, I think you're better at it. You have 1 yellow, don't you?
I have 1 yellow, 1 green.
Okay, so then technically you would, we would combine our. No, technically speaking, you would roll and I would give you the blue. That's how it would work.
Okay, so then
that's
roll
the
and take a
best
blue
option.
then, Varen.
Okay.
There's not much left here that hasn't been consumed. A lot of the goods created by the Cathar are not, technologically advanced and prone to being consumed and destroyed by simple things. But there are a few things you walk away with. One, there is about a bit of history left about this particular village that hadn't been consumed by the flames. A few pieces of parchment that talk about the beginning years here, those who moved in, and how they got the small village started and where they came from. A total of 14 Cathar started this small village. You don't know how large it got, as the rest of those documents had been destroyed, but you do have the beginning stages. You also have a pistol. A small pistol that you're not convinced was part of the village. Maybe it fell off, or maybe one of these bodies is actually one of her soldiers that was killed. You don't see any humans around, but there are charred corpses all over. But there's a pistol that have the same stats essentially as a heavy blaster pistol, but it comes with Pierce 1.
Ooh,
Give that to me.
Pierce 1. Isn't that like a shopping place for like furniture and pillows?
Pier
That's
1.
Pier 1.
This
Pier
Pier
1
1.
imports.
Sorry.
My mom does the jingle. Pier 1. Pier 1. Pier 1. She says that all the time.
That's oh really? That's
It's
a jingle
ingrained
you
in
meet
my
up
head.
with?
I don't know if it's a real one, but my mom sings that all the time. Mom, if you're watching, it's in my head. Did it.
Forever.
Every time I hear Pier 1, I just picture her going, Pier 1.
In your head. Sorry.
Mommy.
But that's all you're able to find.
So I'm sorry. So
Some
Pier
historical
1
records of the first
blaster.
few years of the establishment of this little village, and a pistol.
Okay. I will take the pistol. I'll look it over. I imagine it is not a Catharian pistol because we don't craft those things.
Correct.
It seems to be. I don't know very much of these.
You would need a
things.
warfare check on this thing to know where it comes from.
No.
Do they have any grenades just lying around?
Yeah. In a
Yeah,
crater.
Cathar blades.
Yeah, in a giant
grenades,
crater, exactly.
Nukes. Yeah.
So I would. It's one of those things where I pick it up. I probably recognize the fact that it's like unique, different, like badass looking.
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely not Cathar.
Yeah, and I'd be like, maybe Bata would have a idea for this. I kind of get an idea in my head. I'll tuck it away for now, and like you said, I find those other records. I find anything else of value, but then I'm pretty happy to be leaving this spot by the time we leave. How far outside the village did we park? Wasn't it like a short
Not
walk?
far. It was minutes at best.
Okay, cool.
Right
I could probably see you guys moving from
You
like
can,
hut
if you
to
have it
hut.
parked, you can see through the window. You can see there are little figures moving through the village.
Cool.
I'd probably just be keeping an eye out. Again, I don't know how busy this area of the planet
No.
is. Yeah.
Cathar in general is not a very busy planet because there's not a lot of Cathar anymore.
Right.
But
Now it's
yeah,
even less.
they're there for about
Sorry,
2
too
hours,
soon?
Bato, before they start making their way back. That's true. Now there's even less. It's free real estate.
Excuse me.
Real estate.
Don't tell me you're making a COVID-19 joke because that's not funny, Michael.
No, I'm talking about
We're talking about the
genocide of the
massacre
Catharian
that just
people.
happened.
Yeah, exactly. But after a couple hours, you make your way back into the ship with what little you found. And with another piloting planetary check, you can start making your way over to
Is
the
it still against
abandoned.
1 purple?
Yep. And just as easily and gently lift up above the tree line and take off toward the barren part of the planet.
People are a little worried. There's like, what the heck is this? They're succeeding on rolls.
Get all the good rolls out on this stuff. Might as
It's a
well.
little shocking, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
wait.
Couple hours. It's all it takes before you can see in the distance, and you land the ship around the same area you did last time, really close to it. And now
We
a couple of
parked
times,
like
about a couple days worth of work sits ahead of you.
Can we park even closer? Because last time I thought we were like a 20-minute
Oh,
walk.
I apologize. Well, I imagined you parked closer last time, but yeah, you could just park super close.
I would
You
like
don't-
to park like right fucking in front of it if there's available space.
Space to the side, because I think we might even want to pull out whatever ship is in there and put ours in.
Yep.
Like we might want to dock and because because Cathar is a rainforest world. It's
Yep.
gonna rain a lot.
Yeah.
So being in the, you know what I mean?
Well,
Can we
And
do
on top of
that?
it, it'll
Can
make
we-
it really much easier to retrofit these things if you can just have it in what is essentially the giant garage in the
A
middle of
giant
this thing.
hangar,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, a
Okay.
giant hangar.
Is that
Yeah.
hangar
To
big
move
enough
one of
for
those
a
ships
ship?
out. Oh, yeah.
Because
For
my
your
understanding-
ship, yeah. Yeah, there's already a ship in there,
I
but
thought
your
the
ship,
ship that was in there was like a truck type thing.
yeah,
not
but
a-
Yeah.
you got to keep in mind the Revenant isn't that big for
Okay.
ship in
I
terms
mean,
of
I
ship.
imagine it's a lot bigger than a truck, but yeah.
Yeah,
still not-
but remember when the thing is multi-story high and the truck didn't go all the way to the top. It was just
perfect.
kind of
No,
in the
I'm
center.
happy if it fits. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it can fit. It absolutely can
If
fit.
it
It's-
fits, it sits.
it'll fill the thing, but like it's not so much the length as much as the height that you know the ship you're piloting is relatively
That's
short.
what my wife said. That's why we got married.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the girth of the ship, not the length of the
Yeah,
ship.
our ship is
It's
actually
all in
longer
the
and
hips.
thinner than
I
the
got
Millennium
you.
Falcon,
Unless you're
I
like a
think.
dollar, you
So-
know, like an American $50. That's just unfortunate.
Oh.
Into the garage you go. Actually,
Pancake.
no, piloting planetary, just to park this thing in there.
Mike, did you hear that school in Massachusetts is officially out until May the 4th be with you? I just,
What am I? Is it
by the
against
time May
one
the 4th
purple
comes
spell?
around, I might be eating bullets.
God, what?
Is it one purple or
2 purple. A little bit of a tighter squeeze here.
planetary?
Yep. You don't do any damage to either the actual base or
I was gonna.
You
I
just
was
kind
gonna-
of slowly, and you were like, and then you bonked it, and so you have to kind of.
I was gonna ask. Do we have the power capabilities to open the doors?
You can use your ship as a emergency power supply.
Okay, because that was my. Because I remember when we were here last time, there was
You went through
no
a side
power.
door that you kind of hacked, and yeah. But
we
you had asked
barely
that
opened
question.
that door.
But you asked that question last time you were here, and we all came up with the idea. I think it was mostly you that you use your ship to use that as an auxiliary power,
Right.
to get the thing going. So, getting this thing open, hooking it up, all that stuff, not really a mechanics check worth making because it's pretty simple. And you have a giant turbo laser battery now that you could use if you really wanted to power this place. You could retrofit this place and actually make it operational, operate out of here if you wanted to. And that's not necessarily a bad idea now that I think about it, because you don't have a hyperspace highway to get here. It's just getting here and leaving here is always going to be a gamble. All right, make me that reroll, please.
For me,
Yes, sir.
against 2 still.
Yep, hasn't changed. Boom, and there you go. Second time around, you're able to get in there nice and easy, and you bring it to a landing, and you can, as you shut the base behind it, there's like 6 inches of space between like the very back end of the engines and the door. It's that tight of a fit, but it closes in. Now you have time, days to get this thing working, even if you're working at all cylinders across the course of every day that you work. But you have days here. You're going to be settling into this place rather for a little bit. And Latorthil takes no time whatsoever to immediately grab all the stuff that she's been using and sleeping with in a small corner of a bunk, and just walks out the ship and looks to be finding a place in this place that has a bit more space.
In one of
her
the
to
jail
sleep.
cells.
Yeah, she takes a jail cell.
They
It's
weren't
bigger
that
than
bad.
where she was
I
sleeping.
slept pretty well in one.
Yeah,
You did.
I mean, hey, you're not like, not being yelled at by guards, dealing with other prisoners. It's just like a little quiet room.
Hmm.
From
The
here,
toilets
though,
aren't really working right, so like free bidets.
just straight shooting up, but doesn't stop shooting up is the problem.
Yeah, but that's why I use one of the other cells. Then you go back to yours, and it's fine.
No, that's true. That's true.
She's an engineer; she can plug it up. Send Cross in there. Cross will clog it up fast.
We just want to make daily mechanics rolls until things are done? Basically, it's going to take a week to get all these things taken out and then retrofit on your ship. It's going to be 2 purple mechanics checks to get them out, and then 2 purple to get them installed.
Does
That's
the
you,
equipment
Scott.
inside of the place here, does it have like the cranes and whatnot to make this easy? Or
It does. Do we want to take the turbo laser battery and use it to power more than just auxiliary power than that you're using your ship for right now? How much do you want to power this place up? Because right now basically it's just basic stuff. You've got the doors that open and shut, lights that turn on, and like ventilation. But if you want to use the tools and stuff, then it's a bit step. So have that conversation, or
The
just
big
tell me.
real question is if we want to stay here, like fortify it.
there is opportunity for us to make job little bit easier with small detractment, like a side job. Remember this large battery I got off of ship on way?
No, I was too busy getting my ass kicked that day.
This is okay. I took care of everything for all of us. So this battery that I got, it
Otto killed more than one.
you're welcome.
But thanks to him being able to close the doors.
Well, it was teamwork.
Damn it, Pat! You're giving Scott credit. It's like feeding the whatever the hell those things are called after midnight. The gremlin things. What are they called before
Yeah.
the gremlins?
Yeah, you got him, gremlins.
But they're
Mogwais.
Mogwai, yeah.
This battery that I got might be able to power this station until things are fully operational. Yes, and use crane, move parts, perhaps find more things, upgrade our equipment that we have. Maybe find more information here. It was a base that belonged to the Mandalorians. It is possible they had information about the Cathar or your own people, I suppose,
Or Revan.
or Revan.
It's risky because we may have to leave it behind if we have to run, but I don't know that we would run. Bado found a way to fortify us here the last time. I think if it comes down to it again, we hold our ground this time. But if you think that getting that in here will help get the guns on the ship faster and possibly get us more information, then I say go for it. Bado?
I agree with Krasa. We can definitely make this a little home for us, at least for now, and look for extra information we were too rushed to look for it to begin with. You think using that power cell is worth using here, Krasa?
I think there is opportunity for us to benefit greatly on multiple fronts.
How long would that battery last us?
Good question. How efficient is this structure? How compatible is it with Republic battery?
Give me a warfare check, Bato, against 1 purple. I mean, turbo laser batteries are meant to power turbo lasers, and those things are energy like monsters. They devour it. If this is just going to be powering a crane and some superfluous tools, bare minimum a month, you think somewhere around that time frame before it needs to be recharged.
Judging by the state of what we have here in the
Judging by what tools you would use and how much power you know as a Mandalorian turbo lasers tend to use.
Given by these cranes would probably work heavily on everything for about a month before the battery dies out.
I believe you said we needed 2 weeks to install the guns last time, and we have an extra set of hands now, so...
I could take a closer inspection. Again, we were rushed back then.
At the very least, though, we shouldn't take more than a couple of weeks to get this done maximum, so we should have sufficient power. Krasa,
More than enough.
I think we should go ahead and use it.
I'm glad we agree, but if you have understanding of how this facility works, how is it usually powered?
Will you warfare check again, but this time against 2 purple because you haven't really operated in one of these before. Nor have you been part of like a big operation, like a giant war like this. Again,
I'm not
like I said,
completely.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm not completely familiar with this structure. I haven't really gone to war, at least not a very long time.
But Mandalorians specifically are very warfare minded, and so the most vulnerable part of their base is going to be the most heavily guarded. Likely, it's somewhere below ground.
I'd probably just echo that.
Yeah.
I just took the 2 threaded strain, if that's okay with you. Or did you want to use it? Okay.
Nope, that's totally fine. In this situation, yeah, strain is fine.
Would I know? Well, never mind. I guess I would just say I can go looking down below to see where we would have to install the battery. Cross, if you want to accompany me, we can go and look and search together.
Are you looking to power up the entire base, or are you just looking to get the crane going with this thing?
That would be a question for Cross.
Because if you're just looking to get the cranes going, you could attach the crane to the battery itself. It would take some work and definitely mechanics check, but you have Latorthel there.
I think powering the facility is more important. Like, because we want access to the. Because we're not going to use. We're not going to make this facility fully operational. You know.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Do it.
No. Eat it.
Eat it.
Eat the Lodian.
Now, where's the yeet species where all they say is yeet?
They're all in the cantina down on Cathar.
Yeah, true. So you're going to make your way down to the basement. It doesn't take you... When you head down there, it doesn't take you long. There's a one on your right. There's a completely sealed door, steel door surrounded by concrete wall and rather difficult to penetrate. Your immediate gut reaction is that might be the armory. And then as you walk a little further down, it leads into it opens up to a very small room where you don't know if it's destroyed or just destroyed by age, but a power generator sits at the bottom of this base. It hasn't looked like it's been turned on or operational in a long time. It's covered in dust and that's about it, actually. Nothing else has really gotten down here. There's no plants coming through the concrete because Mandalorian structures are well built. It just looks dusted, rusted, and ignored.
Well,
Should we try to turn it on?
You have two options. You can try and power the whole base directly from the battery, or you can use the battery to try and jump the power generator.
I'd rather jump the power generator. That
Okay.
sounds like a
Yeah.
much smart. Smart
Much
good
smarter
stuff.
idea.
Yeah. Like,
Am I with? It's just you two, right? I'm not there.
Well, we also brought Tails with us.
She's hanging around.
Yeah.
I guess we would have given you time to search around or even meditate if you wanted to. I imagine we would probably be gone maybe an hour.
You're not like, yeah, we don't have to measure like by like rounds or minutes or hours because you're going to be here for weeks. So like,
Right.
Don't worry about it. Let's just it's just trying to figure out how you want to get this thing up and running. We don't have to worry about what Varen's doing quite yet.
Yeah.
So if you want to jump it,
Yeah, go ahead.
Latorthel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Latorthel's rolling with 2 yellows. And what do you have for mechanics, Scott?
I actually roll because I'm not trained in it yet. 4 green, so her and I would combine for. Because I'm smarter than. No, wait. Isn't she 2 and 2? Is she 2 and 2 or 2 and 1?
She's 2 and 1. My bad. She is 2 and 1.
If she's 2 and 1, then her and I combined are 2 and 2.
Okay, cool. Do you want to make that roll then?
Yeah, that's fine. And if anybody else is allowed to aid us, they would give me a blue die.
I would probably be aiding.
What the heck?
Is he allowed to aid?
Would you want me to roll for warfare
Yeah, he could
again on
definitely aid
generators?
because he's familiar with Mandalorian architecture.
Yeah, I was gonna say with just my knowledge of Mandalorian stuff.
However, so this is going to be an old power and getting this thing up and running. It's going to be against. So what are you rolling with right now then? 2 yellow, 2 green, a blue from Bato.
Yep.
Yeah.
What am I
Okay.
rolling against?
I was gonna say 4 purple because this thing's old and you're retrofitting some newer tech into older tech. But I'm gonna use a dark side point.
Oh, that's fine. So 1 upgrade?
Yeah. And it also puts a light side point in your pool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I needed, boy. Here we go. Bam.
Oof.
Well,
Oof.
you do not have that devastating failure. It is just a waste of time. You spend hours trying to hook this thing up and you genuinely do not know how to do it. And in doing so, you actually burn a little bit of the laser battery's power supply.
Ouch. So
roll.
it's one of those things where after it's done, I imagine there's a point where she's like, "Shut off! Shut off!"
Yeah, no, it is
Like,
very
oh,
much
shit.
like that. Yeah, you're over
With
there.
my
and she's like,
knowledge of the
Yeah,
with
go
my
ahead.
knowledge of the battery, would I be able to know how much they burned?
No, you have no idea. You have to take a
Okay.
minute, plug in a data pad, run diagnostics.
Okay.
But you can make another roll, but this time it would just be against 4 purple. If you want to use a light side point, you can make it even less. You would just flip it right back to me.
No.
I would try it again.
I'm going to try it again, but
Yep.
is the red still there?
Red is not going to be there this
Okay,
time.
so we at least worked out that kinky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I'm going to commit strain. Let's put extra effort into it, giving an upgrade.
Yep.
Hold
So
on.
3 yellow, 1 green, and 1 blue. That
I'm
correct?
still assisting, right?
Yeah, that's why he's getting the blue.
The blue. Okay.
Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I see something. Oh, I didn't write it in here because I'm a dummy. I'll have to look up the name of that ability in a second because I'm a big dummy. Okay, cool. Let me first do this, make sure it succeeds. Mechanics. Bam.
Nice.
Nice.
What is
There.
problem here?
Maybe even like you walk up to where she's like, yeah, turn it off. And no, you weren't wrong. She was wrong. And,
Tell my wife that all the time. I get corrected.
and so you fix what you believe she did wrong. And you once again go to power it with a, man, do you have anything you want to do with that Triumph, Scott, before I take it from you?
Nope. You have fun, sir.
Well, right out the gate,
Actually recovered the loss of the battery from earlier.
you just like instantly that's
Well, the
I feel like
battery's
that's
still good, right? Because you're just using
oh
it to
yeah, the
jump
battery is
this.
still good. Yeah, the battery doesn't get
Yeah, we just
drained
use
or
a
anything
bit of-
like that.
Yeah, so we're not draining the battery now because you guys just used it to juice up this thing. So the battery we're just a little used now.
Above ground variant, as maybe you're walking the perimeter and checking out the floors in prison cells, all of a sudden all the lights beyond the emergency ones kick on. You can actually see the computer screens over by the crane flicker to life. A couple of them struggle, but eventually they get up, and eventually the whole base is clearly in operating business again. What I will say, here's what the Triumph did, Scott. As you power this base back up, you didn't think this through, but a Triumph helps. You're currently sitting in a Mandalorian base as a Cathar. There are security systems that are still around on this thing. And as you power this whole thing up, the security systems also pick back up. And instantly, they pick up threat as they immediately begin to lock in on you. However, with the Triumph, you realize this instantly. And because your computer's genius, you're able to get to a nearby terminal. And without even necessarily having to do anything, you're able to turn off the security systems before they open fire on the 4 of you in the base.
So she's
Would
like,
they have attacked me? They wouldn't have attacked me.
Yeah, they
I'm
would've.
Mandalore.
Yeah, but you're not a registered Mandalorian. Clans don't always get along with other clans.
That's true.
so she's like,
Yeah. So she's doing
turn it
it.
off, turn it off. And I'm like, no, hold on. Shit, turn it off.
Yeah, exactly. And you run over to a computer and you see Crosser frantically typing, and then as it goes from red to green, and all the guns go as they're pointing down, point back up, and you.
I imagine I would just be yelling at you, the security systems! The security systems!
It is under control. I swear. Sorry. I lost
And
it.
Varian, you actually catch one
Varian's
turret
just
that kind of
like-
goes up and then down.
Almost died the same way that my rival did recently.
Just the lightsaber. No.
Pulls
that
out
was
his
just-
sword. And he's like, nothing I can do with that.
I am going to lie to Bato when he sees all that happening, despite my hurried nature. So I'll gladly.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead and
lie
make
to
me
Bato.
go ahead and lie.
Hold on, I'm gonna make a deception against his discipline. I'll tell you my lie in a second. Where is deception? Here we go. Bam. You can roll your discipline, and I'll give you my line.
Yep.
Of course, tiebreaker. And I go. It was nothing, just a routine system check, a power cycle. That is all.
There's still a shakiness in his voice that he's desperately trying to
Just
mask.
like,
He's doing
yeah,
a damn
totally.
good job at doing it, but you know fear on somebody when you can.
Oh,
when you
I'm
hear
gonna
it.
pat his back as I start heading back upstairs. Yeah, security systems check. Yeah,
Back
totally.
and,
It
like,
wasn't gonna.
The hairs are still on end.
You can actually feel he's like a little wet. He's a little
I can
moist
see
from
your
the sweat.
claws just dug into the
Cats
ground.
don't sweat. Cats don't sweat, boyo.
You're not a cat. You're Cathar.
I don't. I leak out heat.
You're a
from my mouth
furry,
and
dude.
ears.
I'm sorry, but you're you're kind of humanoid. You walk like a human.
Chat roll.
You even fuck like a
chat,
human.
Can we vote? Do Cathar sweat yay or nay? Can we get yays and nays in chat,
Chat,
please?
yeah, let's get it. Yay! Can we get yays or
Cannon.
nays in chat for whether Cathar sweat?
Yeah. Do they
What about you,
sweat? or a
Varen,
little heat,
or Wade? My side.
You're the DM, so yeah.
You're getting crushed, Scott.
I see all nays, man.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's so many nays in there.
So Cathar, thanks to chat.
Ryuno did one yay. One yay. See, they don't sweat.
That is selective vision if I've ever seen it.
It's emo vision purely. But in that regard, there's been no nays, so a yay still win.
Ouch.
So you pat his back, it's a little moist, and you make your way up the stairs.
I just imagine I can see his like little claw for Scott's bit here. His claws
of
are
course.
just sunk into the ground.
Yeah,
You know, a cat's like super fucking scared. Just like,
don't
yeah,
wear
yeah,
boots.
okay, buddy. And I'll just start walking back up the stairs.
I'm
Tail's
home.
all
I don't wear
fluffed out.
boots.
make your way
He's
back
been
up.
electrocuted.
All right.
If you guys come back, I would make the observation of the security systems. I noticed that I almost went out the same way that you took care of the last Force user we came across. You recalibrated them?
Everything he is taking care of for now. I'll have to reapproach in future, but for now.
So no. Got it.
Excuse me. Are you being blasted?
Not yet.
That means yes.
Still shaking off that fear, I see.
He's purring. He's happy.
On the bright side, it looks like the power's back online. Scratch behind the ears.
He hates it, but he loves it at the same time.
Starts like
Typical cat.
rubbing up all on you.
Why do we have to see your ass jiggle for? Like, why is that what we gotta get?
Because that's what cats do.
No, cats boop their faces. You know, they boop against things.
Well, I
that
don't
they
have a
like.
tail. Like, you can't do the-
Faces!
you can't do the-
Faces!
Yeah, I
You
don't
said
know
the
what-
word faces!
Well, Scott confused his ass with his face, so it happens.
I mean, they're
Cat
both
faces.
furries, so, you know.
They
That's
both things with their
true.
faces. Well, I don't have a tail.
And shit spews from both holes, so.
Oh, God, that's true.
Especially with Scott.
Cats.
Oh, yeah, cats. Cats is what I meant.
Oh, God. Okay. You all regather on top. And look, the silent one, who has not really spoken all that much, actually walks over to you, Varen, before the others get
Forbidden
upstairs.
knowledge chick.
Forbidden knowledge chick.
I do not remember her. Was it Ray?
Yes.
What was? Okay.
R-A-E, I believe, specifically.
So not Ray Skywalker. God.
No, God, no. It's just her great grandma Sidious.
Of the wrong race.
Oh yeah, Sidious.
Right.
Well, never mind.
No, technically Palpatine. You know what I mean. Anyway, moving on.
That's true. It would be,
Yeah.
lots of technicalities in that. Anywho, yeah.
That
So
whole,
Ray
the
comes
whole
over.
sequel trilogy is a disaster. It's just a mess. But she walks over to you and actually just stands next to you as she looks around before she faces you and I didn't think we'd be in ancient Mandalorian architecture when you told me we were coming to a far out planet.
The Mandalorians. Varen will just start to answer her. The Mandalorians massacred many of Cross's people hundreds of years ago, a couple hundred years ago. There's knowledge here for Cross of his people. There's knowledge here of.
Yes. And she actually waves her hand in dismissal. The great
Wait.
destruction of the Catharian race, genocide by
You're
millions.
like a fart. I waft you away.
Yeah, she wafts. She's like, genocide by millions. Mandalorians, particularly, I think, took a lot of them into slavery.
Why do you know so much about?
I'm a learned person. Just because I haven't really left my home planet doesn't mean I don't educate myself.
Well, perhaps some of this education is what people have been after you for.
Then they should be sending their kids to school.
I think I would have liked school had I not been. I had a different path, but I'm sure Cross would appreciate any knowledge you have. As would any of
I
us.
wouldn't. She shakes her head. Oh, I wouldn't be any use beyond, I guess you would call it, the important bits, the well-known battles, or at least what well-known battles there were on this planet after news of what happened reached us years later.
Much of the knowledge of what happened here, even the major bits, were annihilated under the feet of the Mandalorians. Even that knowledge, which may be not much to you, could make a world of difference to Crossa.
Why do you think the Mandalorians wanted the Catharian people so badly?
My guess... Do you want me to roll for this, by the way?
No.
Okay. My guess would be that they didn't care about the people at all. Had to be something else here. A resource or something they knew, or maybe the planet was just located in a strategic position. Something...
You travel with the Mandalorian. Do they not see living people as resources?
Botto's...
Would we overhear this, or would they be
No,
like...
this is all happening while you're downstairs.
Okay.
The things come online, but it's a walk. It's not like a tiny building. But she's having a small conversation.
My understanding of the Mandalorian race is very limited, but from what I can tell, Botto is different than many members of his clan. His clan is very different than other clans. So, whatever faction of Mandalorians it was that was here, I'm not sure that they're the same as Botto's clan. Just like he'll actually slip up here and just let loose. Just like the faction of the Sith I was a part of is different than the greater Sith Empires. And then he'll realize his mistake, like at that moment, and just
Oops.
we all...
I have to kill you now.
She doesn't seem taken aback. She is intently listening, however. When you cut yourself off, she raises her eyebrows and says, "No judgment here. Like you said, we all have our own paths, no?"
We do, but I believe the Force has brought us all together for a reason and brought us here for a reason. And now that this base is seemingly powered, perhaps we'll find out why.
That would be good. And then I get to go home.
Hopefully we all get to get out of here. And yes, we will be taking you to... Was it
Iridonia.
Iridonia? Yeah. Soon enough, hopefully, barring any more setbacks or getting lost in the darkness of space.
She gives a little wry smile. "I'm still alive, so I have you to thank for that at least. I'd be well on my way to prison if not." And she pats you on the back gently and walks past you. And seems to be shopping, quote unquote, for a room to call her very own. Or should I say, a cell to call her very own. Now, however, all the cells, all their force fields have reignited. Well, not all of them. Some of them have rusted out and short-circuited, but a good majority of them still have their force fields that are brought up to keep prisoners in.
I wish we had more experience points. This would totally be an awesome place to give like Wade some really cool badass force training.
What does it have anything to do with experience points?
Because then like he'd be more badass, but right now he can like pick up a coffee mug.
So then like stay here and spend time. Come back here, use it as your home base.
Every session is just 4 hours of us RPing. I'm cool with that.
No,
Every
I'm not saying
session
that, but
you come
back here. You come back and you
session we have to travel for 90 days to go back to base.
You get lost every time you go to
I forgot my
Cathar.
favorite coffee mug. Guys, we got to go back. All right, well, you roll. It's 80 days to get back with your
I mean, technically
hyperdrive.
speaking, a hyperspace lane is just a very well charted.
Very well traveled. You could create your own private minor lane by consistently coming back to Cathar. It basically gets easier and easier every time you do it.
Granted, we'd need a legit pilot to be able to pull that, or an astrogator or astrogation droid to pull that off.
We need a good astroneer.
Astrogation droid would probably be what you want.
Yeah,
Something to assist you in the plotting and memorization.
Yep.
That's what, 15 grand for an astromech?
It's actually
for, like-
not horribly. I'd rather get an astrogation brain. Those are badass because you don't have to deal with the RP.
I know, who wants to RP in your role-playing game?
Well, you want to RP, but with each other and like important NPCs. Our team
I
units
must
are boring.
remove him.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, the important NPCs that last a scene, and then they just get exploded in the next one.
That character that you made was better than any character we've ever made in this show.
True.
That's depressing.
Just needed 4 words. I must remove him. That's it.
Eventually, though, all 3 of you do come together up top.
So anyways,
Want to role play together, Scott? There you go. Role play together.
was I not just saying so anyways, Michael Martin?
Sorry. So sorry. So sorry. So sorry.
Shut up.
How dare I question
That's right.
the almighty Scott? I'll be down.
I love it when mom and dad fight. Or wait. Am I
Have
supposed
you
to?
met me and Scott?
So anyways, when we go up there, honestly, it's one of those things where we have to, of course, dismount the guns that are already on our ship. And we have to try to get whatever kind of guns these are, which I don't remember any of the details, onto the ship. But Mike, this is a question for you, and also Bato, a question for you.
Yeah.
Do we have to mount the guns exactly where the other ones were, or can we like change them? Are the arcs?
No,
the
I
same?
definitely
Is
would give
any
you a little
changes?
creative freedom into where to put them.
Okay, so please remind me what kind of guns these are, because
I'm actually opening into that page right now.
cool, because on the
I didn't write
vehicle
down.
sheet, what we currently have for guns are 2 precision laser cannons.
Are they? But they're not working, right?
We technically
No.
have 4 precision laser cannons, like 2 on this side and 2 on this side. I believe is how it is. And then we also have a concussive missile launcher, which shoots out the front, and usually the pilot can handle that one. So, but they're
Where are
currently
the
not looking-
rooms at for the side cannons? Are those all, are those on the layout of the ship?
Yeah, if you actually look at the ship layout, Wade, you can actually see like in the corridors. There's a corridor going. You know, why don't I try to put that onto chat for everybody? Let me see if I can do that real quick. Give me a moment. View image.
Oh, that did not expand it. That's a really tiny image that I can't seemingly expand.
Yeah, why did that go that way? That was lame. Let's come over here. Give me a second. I'm sorry, sir.
Roll for Scott's creepy uncle that's too handsy? What is happening in chat
What?
right now?
Why do I have a creepy uncle that's too handsy?
Maybe you
don't
are
know.
a creepy uncle? I don't know. That's Crim Chaos. I don't know what the hell's happening in chat. We looked away for 1 second, chat. It's like whenever I look away from the dogs and I look back over and they have like a laundry sheet and like tissues and they just ripped it all up and it's like I literally looked away for 1 second.
All right, Scott, remind me what you technically have right now. You have a precision laser cannon, you said,
We have. I'm pretty sure we have 2 dual.
but they're
precision-
busted, right?
But they're broken. We have a
Everything's
concussive
busted.
thing, but we don't have any missiles for it. So we'd have to buy the missiles to shoot our concussive.
You will
missiles.
actually get missiles from this base.
Are they compatible without retrofitting? I mean, I imagine
get to
technology doesn't change too much. You know?
No, they have not changed that much. Not over a couple hundred years. Star Wars tech moves slow.
So hold on one second. Primary weapons are offline.
Star Wars tech moves slow. There's these cannon missiles and then lightsabers.
And that's it forever.
Did you
That's
link
it for
that in
thousands
chat,
of years?
Scott?
What?
Did you link the ship layout in chat?
I'm still trying to find.
Actually, Star
a
Wars
good version
technology
of it.
gets good, bad, good, bad. It just goes all over the place. The like
Yeah.
this tech, like Knights of the Republic tech is incredible, and then prequel tech is like slightly worse.
I've
OG
always-
tech is like terrible,
No.
and then sequel trilogy tech is incredible.
Again, that's not entirely how
Yeah.
it works. Reminder: the way that it actually works is that it's terrible compared to other people's tech. So like
I'm just saying how it's represented in the movie, Scott. I'm not talking about
yeah, it's
this.
also about what year it's made or whatever, right? But
Right.
part of it, it's just like, so the way that they explain, at least in the tabletop game, is that the tech around you gets marginally better, whereas the tech that you're referring to stays the same. So it's like, it's more or less, it doesn't, not that tech gets worse, it's just other tech surpasses you. And then as like the generations go on, hundreds of years pass, there's more of a focus of functionality, more of a focus of sleekness, more focus of like high production rate. So like TIE fighters are shitty, but they're super high production rate. You know what I mean? So
All right, I'm going to give you the 3 weapons that you're going to be able to potentially yank from this base. Ready?
save image as.
You said your missile launcher works. It just doesn't. It just needs missiles, so we're
Somebody
not
else pay
replacing that.
attention to him for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, our missile launchers. Okay, I'm listening.
You ready for what I'm going to give you? 2 heavy blaster cannons. I'll give you the specs for that in a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. A medium ion cannon. All right.
Okay.
Blaster cannon, heavy blaster cannon, range close. damage 5, crit 4.
Okay.
Medium ion cannon, range short, damage 6, crit 4, and its qualities are ion.
Got it.
Keyboard is stuck.
And you are going to be able to find 6 concussion missiles that were unused and still usable.
And just so chat knows, there's obviously a map over Pat and Wade's face at the moment. You can see like the corridors to like the far left and the far right, like the long, thin rectangles.
That's where they
far
are.
left and far right. Those are literally like where the ports are to get to where you control those laser thingies that we talked about. So that's kind of like how you get there. So
Close is equivalent to engaged, right?
No. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. Close is equivalent to engaged dogfighting, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have a longer range anti-shield weapon, your concussion missiles, and then you have a short range, a close range weapon if you want to move in. Your ship is kind of built for dogfighting, right?
our
Kinda
ship
small.
when it functions well, it's not small, but it's not huge.
No,
When it
but it's
functions
not like it's bigger than an
decently
X-wing,
fast
obviously.
and whatnot. So
Yeah.
you actually
What are the typical ranges on the other lasers that we did have that were broken?
hold on.
I don't see precision laser cannon in this book,
Hold
so I
on.
don't know.
I figured Scott
what-
had it on the ship sheet already.
I do, and give me a second. I'm sorry.
I imagine precision's like at least medium or
It's
long.
short range, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, short range. Medium.
There's
and
not
long
many
ranges,
medium range weapons,
The
honestly.
medium range weapons are usually on what are they called? What's the next?
Well, it's ion cannon heavy and
Dreadnought.
battleship, and then
Dreadnoughts,
turbo
what's the
laser light is also medium.
Cruisers and dreadnoughts are usually what has like medium
Yeah.
and long range weapons.
Yeah. The slower moving things that are kind of barrage you from a distance.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Usually
Scott, do you want to put these on there, or should I just hold on to this until we actually install them?
If you copy and paste it into Discord, I will kind of take care of it if we succeed.
And if you have the book, it's page 234 where you can find ship weapon stats. If you want to bookmark it for future use, like I have.
This one?
Nope.
I posted it in Discord, Scott. Let me know if you have any questions. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
So these old ones, they're beyond repair?
Yeah, these things are just destroyed.
Okay, so we're just going to take off the old ones.
Everything but the missile launcher. The missile launcher's fine.
Okay.
You all right over there? Got something in your eyeball?
Yeah, I got some COVID.
Oh, good thing you're rubbing it in there.
Yeah, that's what my mom told
Jesus.
me. All right, cool. Oh, you even can put all the details. Oh, and 6 concussion missiles. What?
Yeah, I gave you all the deets.
Cool. All right, so 2 heavy blaster cans. So again, the way that these work, just so you guys are aware, the way that the guns usually work, I'm just confirming this, yeah. You usually have linked, so on the left side, when somebody goes out, let me put that map back up there so people can see. When you're on, let's say you're Pat's character, and you're running up and hopping into one of the guns, like the one on, say, the starboard side, when you go hopping in there, you control a upper lower laser off that side. You literally have a double shot. And the way that it works with the game is they're linked. So more or less, if he generates enough advantage, the second shot hits too. Cool. And then if you run to the right side, you have the same exact thing. So hey, you go to one side, you have a double shot. You go to the other side, you have a double shot. Cool. What Mike just gave us was 2 heavy blaster cannons and a medium ion cannon. So usually heavy blaster cannons are not linked weapons. They're not like smaller guns, if I remember correctly. They're not smaller guns.
Don't think so.
Yeah. Like these other ones are. So we're going to be dismounting 2 broken guns and putting on like a big one, and on the other side dismounting 2 and putting on a big one. But the medium ion cannon, I have no idea where in theory we're going to put that gun, unless we want to like double mount the heavy blasters on one side and say, hey Pat, let's see what you can figure out. Retrofit to be linked, and then put the heavy ion on the other side.
On the right side?
On the other side, yeah. So
So you
it's kinda
do,
like,
like
looks
your
uneven.
head left on like a left side, you got both cannons, you just use it as one. Yeah, I like I mean that works too. You don't have to worry about being lopsided in space. So
No, and even on and in when we're on planetary, it's not. Gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
that.
no, you
just
just-
change the
it's-
calibration. So,
yeah, you're fine.
yeah. So I don't know what you boys.
If you think you can get the 2 linked where they'd actually be usable together, I mean, that'd be
I'll have to.
That'd be
I'll have to-
awesome. That'd be
The
most,
other
I'll have to
option
rules guide
is
for that, but yeah, I don't mind looking into.
yeah.
it
The only other
first.
option would be like having it like the concussion. I don't know. The concussion missiles that mounted on the front. You said.
Yeah, that's already mounted to the front. So in theory, what we could do is if I can't get those linked onto one side, in theory we could maybe split those up and find another way to have that like dorsal or I don't know what the bottom.
Yeah, like the Millennium
mounted.
Falcon's gun on top or whatever below.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be full range. I'll have to look up the guns to find out the details. But if we were able to have something else that could be controlled once again from the actual cockpit, because like no, I'm saying cockpit. Where do we use Mike?
Say that
cargo
again?
The
hold.
bridge.
The bridge, thank you.
Yeah, the bridge.
Because the bridge doesn't control those side guns; they only control the.
The front.
Missiles.
But if we can have a dorsal controlled gun too, that might be nice. And ion guns are really friggin' useful planet side when we're most likely not running into different stations. Because if you ion blast a vehicle planet side, gravity's going to take over and they're going to smash and die. But in space, you're more or less just temporarily disabling them.
Yeah, you're just like hitting their shields and stuff and bringing those down or trying to.
So I mean, I don't know what you guys are. What your thoughts are? Is it just?
Well, I mean, the
look into
ion gun will
rules
be
first?
useful no matter where we put it, right? So, but it wouldn't be any less or more effective on the top versus the side.
It's more a matter of being able to split up who can use what. So in times of like everybody fire at once, we can have more access to more guns.
Well, we want the pilot, whoever's piloting, to be able to focus mainly on probably piloting, right? And less shooting.
Well, because the way
Problem is, I'm really good at piloting as well as shooting.
the way pilot co-pilot can work is they can kind of, if you have somebody in the co-pilot seat, they can take over piloting without moving chairs or anything, while the pilot can take over doing other tasks.
Oh, so that'd be cross on me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have a green screen effect on you, Pat, and I don't know why. It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, it's off now.
Weird.
I'm up for doing it either way, I guess. Just to simplify, I'm up for doing it either way.
Cool. So, Mike, we're gonna look into linked or whatever. But
Yep.
is dorsal mounting even an option, or would it just be more difficult? I don't know. What's that rules diving?
I mean, like, I wouldn't even be able to tell you if it would be possible or not. I would always say yes, even if it means more difficult, and there's a little bit more kind of modifications you have to do.
Okay. And what page did you say that all this information?
234.
Was? 234 of F&D.
Yeah. Why don't we at this point take our one and only break at 11 o'clock? It's like the 2 quote unquote hour mark.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that
we
and
can
talk
hit
about it.
pages, look some rules, and cover some things. And I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then we will.
Yeah, I can
pop
look
up.
at it afterwards. So, all right, then we'll see everybody in just a couple of minutes. Thank you all so much for coming by.
Don't touch that dial.
Appreciate the follows and the subs. We're cranking. We're getting close to. We're almost at 160 subs. We're like 40 off from 200.
Shoot.
Let's go. All right, we'll be back.
Bye. Where is it? Oh, there you are. Press that button. Press that button.
No.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to the second half, the final half of Star Wars. Scott's still looking up some rules. We're trying to figure out things on linking certain weapons I think the party here has a decent idea as to how they want to roll things. Thank you so much for the resub 18 months in a row, Prince of Hyrule. Much appreciated. But while he's doing that, hey, I thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, came from a raid, hit that follow button. We go live every Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. Star Wars show. This is the 10th episode of season 1. All VODs, you can be found on the Lost Initiative YouTube channel as well. Go check that stuff up. You know, if you're interested in watching more of how we do things here.
Yes, Skitsy, go catch up on who Siam was.
Yes.
You
go
got some
catch
homework
up.
too, Skitsy. That's even your real name.
Hey, hit that follow button. We are inching ever closer to that 10,000 followers here on Twitch. That'd be a dope milestone to hit. But beyond that, diving back into the game, beyond obviously Krasa is very busy right now studying how to retrofit guns onto the new ship. Is there much the crew here would like to do beyond obviously the retrofitting? Because that's going to take some rolls. And you're going to be spending approximately 2 to 3 weeks here. Maybe a little less. Now they have Latorthal to help you all out. But still, like, even at your best, probably like a week and a half is like the fastest you could estimate, unless some triumphs get rolled. But on average. But if there's nothing,
how good we are at rolling, Mike. We're gonna be out of here in like 4 months.
It literally could be
I could
4
use
months
some time
or
myself.
4 days. Like, you all roll hot and cold exclusively.
If we're gonna be here for a few weeks, I would not spend the entire time on the holocron. But if I have if I have like a roll or two for the holocron, I would do it.
We'll say by the end of your visit, whether if you've been here closer to 2 weeks,
Bam!
you will get a roll. We'll say you have half the amount of free time you normally would have while you help out with the ship and stuff like that. So we'll see. Scott, what's up? You got an answer?
I do.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
It's a happy answer, so I'm going to assume it's possible.
You boys are going to be happy for this one. Ready for this? Upgrading weapons.
Hit me with it.
If you were switching out one weapon for another weapon of, we'll call it like relatively equal size or whatever, within DM logic size or whatever, then you are actually, it's 0 hard points it costs.
Cool.
If you're adding new weapons, it generally costs 1 hard point, right? Okay, that makes sense, right?
Yep.
However, there's an option in here. Linking 2 or more weapons of the same type, this adds the linked quality to the weapon with a value equal to of the additional weapons added, plus half the cost of the weapon per additional weapon. So that means if you're doing adding 2 weapons onto the ship for 2, you would cost 1 additional hard point. Listen up.
I'm ready.
We're removing 2 weapons of about the same size for 2 weapons of about the same size. Taking off a link, putting on a link. Bitches, we did it for free. And here's the fun part. We're taking off 2 weapons of about the same size that were linked and putting on only 1 weapon. Did we just gain 2 hard points?
Oh, shit.
Swing.
You might have.
Oh.
Hang on, guys. I need to grab some Kleenex and some lotion. I got to go to the bathroom again.
Can we go on break real quick? Something good happened to the party.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I
want to be like, haha.
Upgraded weaponry.
It's a beat me joke.
It was.
It was
I'm already
a beat the
done.
meat
I'm
joke.
back. All right.
God,
That was quick.
Oh, good.
All right.
Woo!
Did you wash your hands?
No.
Wow, that was really loud. Go back and wash your hands.
You know what, Wade? We appreciate your practicing social distancing over there. Thank you. All right.
I want to say I planned it all. But no, I did not plan the link part. I did not plan the extra hard points.
It's okay.
And it's all just
It's okay.
All right.
benefit of the rules dive, baby.
Listen, there's a reason why you bring a lawyer.
Exactly.
Where's Dave?
Exactly.
To get eaten by a T-Rex on the toilet?
Scott's the rules lawyer of our world. That's why Dave became a lawyer, I think. I think you are what spurred him to become a lawyer because you frustrated him so much with just always being like, no, Dave, you're wrong. Here's the rules. That he was like, I'm just going to be a lawyer and fuck him.
Well, we did have great sex, so.
That's true. That's what I'm saying.
I got to go back again. I'm thinking about
It's so busy for you tonight, Wayne.
I know.
I'm going to have some celebratory Cocoa Pebbles because I'm an
Netflix.
adult.
Who needs Netflix and chill when you have COVID and cum, baby? Let's just do it.
Oh, God.
For that, I'm not going to mute my mic. While I put up the
You can
creepy
Headache the Destroyer. Thank you for that one. I'll just
That feels so good, Mr. Stark.
That was a little.
Well, we don't have any tests to test if you have COVID, so good luck.
Oh boy.
True.
All right, well then.
Anywho,
We need
How do you
mechanics
move
check.
on to the next topic on that? I feel like we just have
we
to end tonight, man.
there's no segue away from that. You just have
No,
to,
there's not.
hard
You
cut.
just
I
have
need
to.
a mechanics
All we
check.
need is some jizz music playing in the background with a mechanics montage. The Twi'lek
No,
like dancing.
we now have two canon songs in Star Wars. You have Jizz, and you have I'm Han Solo.
Han Solo. Damn it, Mike. It was out.
Canon.
It was out. Now you
It's back, baby. It's back. It was never out of my head.
Now you bring it back in.
Yeah, that's what the Mandalorian base plays. It's the only song they play on loop, and it's simply to get them ready to want to murder and kill.
Wait, we don't have that
everybody.
song. It wouldn't be canon until
Yeah, well, no.
after.
Listen, prophecies are constant in Star
the
Wars.
prophecy of the solo dance.
Solo.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Han Solo will shoot first. That is
So-
the prophecy.
We need mechanics rolls for each weapon being removed, followed by mechanics rolls for installations of new weapons. Since you're
I'm
not
gonna
doing it
have
by, you're
plenty
not
of
paying
time.
any money to have it done by professionals. You are doing it by hand. There is
Good
a
luck,
chance.
Scott.
Don't pull out the rules. He's gonna. Well, let's see if it says in there it's free. If you don't have anybody doing it for yourself, but yourselves go for it. But I have a feeling there's a difficulty involved. Is that what you're looking for? The difficulty?
Well,
I
it-
would
it
say
falls
with
under
a
the
crane,
difficulty of
it's going to be 1 or 2, right?
No, it falls under the difficulty of attachments, which actually are not easy. It's
Okay,
it's
makes
not-
sense.
It's not under the ship area though.
Let's
which
look
makes
at
sense.
detachments
It's going
then.
to be under attachments under the
Well,
weapons
so it's going to
area.
be slightly different though, because Mike's saying it's easier since we got the base functional to help.
I will give you a
assist us.
bonus, whether it be reducing
upgrade or
difficulty or
something,
adding a
right?
blue die because you have equipment and you have an extra pair of hands.
We have all the stuff that's working now. So.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Scott.
I'm at the attachments area. I just
191, yeah?
Let me just find the rule for it.
This is like the first time it's all felt like legit D&D, guys. We're all looking
It's like
through our-
actually working. What is
I'm not
going
wearing
on?
gloves. I'm not wearing gloves. I can look at a book too.
No, right? Well, this is the thing. Like, so
This
for
page
those
is
who don't know
porn.
what we're playing, while Scott's looking up the rules, we're
This
playing
page
Fantasy
is-
Flight Star Wars. Fantasy Flight
Face
Star Wars
boobs.
is bizarrely vague as hell when it comes to a lot of rules, and then very specific when it comes to others. So it
Look at
sometimes
the
it feels like
tongue on
D&D,
this
and sometimes
guy.
it's like, make it up.
Dude,
For-
and on the, that's
That's a
Monk
crate
TOS,
dragon, right?
man. I don't know if
For
you can
weapons,
show that on
Michael,
stream.
it's
Yes, sir.
It's a 3 difficulty, so it's a hard. But I imagine for ships, it's probably more difficult.
That would probably bump it by 1.
Yeah, make it a 4.
Yeah.
For something like that, which I to me that just makes sense to take a 4. And I imagine also time spent would be different for
Oh yeah,
regular,
well, that's why it's gonna take weeks.
for regular weapons. It's 100 credits to even try beyond the cost of the actual item. It doesn't say a cost for ships, but I imagine that's just whatever the DM.
But
feels like charging you.
that I imagine that cost is like having the right place to do it and having the tools and all that other stuff.
Sure.
I'm down for saying I imagine that's what that cost is, having like the hanger and the tools
You
and,
saying
and all that.
having Wade and Pat here,
The labor and stuff
enough
like that.
tools to get the job
Yes,
done?
exactly. They're tools there, but you powered the base as well. I will hear. How do I want to? Do I want
In
to
the
do this?
nicest way possible.
Yeah, just give it to
So
us for free.
what we're
I
gonna
think base
do?
4 purpose.
No. Obviously, it's base 4 flat. Not gonna worry about that for removal. I would say with having a crane adds a blue die. Having Latorthal adds an additional blue
It's
die.
not removal. It's the whole procedure.
You still have to get it out and then put the new one on.
Hey-o.
Heyo. So what? You're gonna need to make me a total of 3 rolls, right? 1, 2,
Switch
3.
one, switch 2, link them, and then switch the other one.
So 4 rolls. Okay, cool.
I suppose.
Like I said,
technically-
Latorthal and having the hanger is going to give you blue and blue each. So 2. We're gonna be rolling with 2 blue on top of that. However, old equipment and having only 4 people is going to give you a black. So you're gonna be rolling 2 blues and a black on top of the 4 purple difficulty mechanics check.
All right. So, 4
For the-
purple,
Yep.
1 black,
1 black, 2 blue.
2 blues.
Would you like to use a light side point for the first roll?
No.
Okay.
Um,
I will go ahead and use a dark side point. Go ahead and upgrade the difficulty.
Sure. We finally got guns, and so now we will not have guns anymore.
Hey.
Only if you roll despair.
Yeah, don't roll a despair is all I'm
don't roll
asking.
despair. If you roll despair, we're dead.
Something's going to blow up.
Honestly, that just buys me more time, I guess, to
But
use the
hey,
holocron.
chat, if you want to make Scott re-roll whatever he rolls,
Get
Please.
that hype train.
Listen, getting lost in space is great, but don't take away the guns we've
Get
waited
your
8
hype
episodes to
train
get. That don't
stop
happen.
it, Scott! I'm in charge.
Mutiny in chat, please.
I'm in
Mutiny
charge is
chat,
all
please.
we get.
Am
I'm in charge.
in charge.
All right. Should I roll now?
I like with a straight face. Just Scott was like, and Mike's gone.
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, cool. It's not a despair, though, so that's fine. You just have to make another roll again. And you
Hey,
got a dark
another
side
week.
point out of it. So you make the
so
roll
this,
again.
this time you're not doing it with the dark side.
Correct.
So
Oh, you can upgrade it again if you
You
wanted
just
to.
waste a day. You waste
just a
some
day?
time.
Come
Or
on,
a day.
maybe the-
You waste a few days. It's a lot of
Yes.
time. You waste a
Yes.
few days.
More time for
It's
raiding.
like 2 weeks for 4 rolls, so each one's going to be about 3 or 4 days long. So you waste about 4 days worth of time. Go ahead and roll again without the upgraded difficulty.
Waste some time for me, baby.
I want the chance of a despair. That's all, man. You get 3 chances at triumph. Give me one
nice.
despair. There you go. One of the first one done.
I'm going to take that advantage
first
not
one.
to make up lost time because we're not really in a rush. I'm going to use that
Right,
to give
you
me
don't need
a
to.
blue die for the second gun that we're
Oh
switching
yeah.
out next
In
to it.
fact, take 2 blue die and just make it take an extra 4 days. That's fine with me.
All right, I'm not going to use. Are you going to use your light side point for this one, Scott?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Perfect.
Nice.
I'd say the strain adds on an extra day.
Benissimo.
I know you want time.
Beautiful.
It's kind of funny because it works in your benefit.
I know.
Wade
okay,
heard
that was the
another
second
day.
one.
Wade's sitting
Now,
happy.
what are we
right now.
rolling? Now, Scott, what are we rolling for? Are we
Linking
rolling
them.
for the last weapon or are we rolling for the link?
Linking.
Okay. Would you like to use a light side point for
Take
that?
your time away.
I am going to use a dark side point to up the difficulty of the linking.
Okay.
If you despair linking, they will never be linked. They will become unlinkable.
That's scary.
Triumph! Triumph! With that, you shave off some time.
No.
Whoa!
No, we don't.
Whoa! We do not shave off some time. We get some like high efficiency output shit.
We
going
get
on
like a
over here,
critical
you know what
hit
I'm saying?
chance with
Yeah.
those.
What if the crit goes to
And
3
you
instead of 4
triumphed
now?
linking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I triumphantly.
He was working on the guns,
How
and all
about
of a
this,
sudden now it's
Mike?
crit 3, right?
Mike, I have a way to use this.
Hit me. Let me hear it.
So our ship is still kind of fucked up. It's still not back at its original
Sure.
stats.
Yep.
In pulling off the wires, linking them, everything, I realized how bad the efficiency of the original like electronic setup and whatnot was. Kind of like if you opened up like a wall in your house and you looked at like the like the
Too
wire
soon,
box behind
Scott,
it,
too
and you-
soon.
Sorry, Wade. And you're like, oh wow, who did this wire job? That's a mess. And like cleaned it out, and it actually increases the strain threshold of the ship by 1.
I'm down.
Yeah, you are. All right, cool. So we increase the strain threshold of the ship by 1. I'll deal with that in a minute.
Okay.
And now it's
The last weapon.
which is kind of like pulling off the other 2 and putting that on. So okay. Difficulty.
Do you want to use a 4th dark side point just to add more time to this?
Well, since you're taking off an extra weapon, maybe we'll bump it up. We'll upgrade the difficulty just on its base.
Sure. Just because you're saying that it's that much more difficult because we're doing a bunch all at once.
You're doing a bunch of the 2 weapons instead of
2 to
1 at
Yeah,
once.
okay, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Failure is just time. Time is a beautiful thing. Watch
gonna-
Wade use it locked in his
There is
room.
explosions.
I'm gonna use a light side point,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use a light side point with a bit of a direction.
Okay.
Assuming you guys are cool with this. The idea is same idea as the other side. Like I was able to so hyper efficiently set up the other side that when I set up this side, if I'm able to be efficient enough, that crit 4 of the ion gun might be able to go down to a crit 3 because the efficiency of the gun is going to be that much.
I
higher.
So
apologize.
you're using a light side point so that if you by chance roll a triumph, the crit goes down by 1.
Correct.
Very interesting use of a force point. I'm game.
Okay. Cool.
No, I apologize. Do we want
I
lower
also have to
crit?
succeed. We lower
The
crit
lower
is
the
better.
crit, the less advantage you need to trigger it.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we
four,
wanted
But you
higher.
don't- you're not
four
gonna-
advantage to trigger it. Crit 2 means it only takes 2 advantage.
Wait, are
to
you saying
trigger
you're
it.
lowering the difficulty and taking the bonus?
I won't take the upgrade then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's very fair point, sir. All right, cool. 5 with 1, and I'm rolling on my side. Everything I've been rolling.
Yep.
All right, so I need to both succeed and roll a triumph.
Triumph.
I at least succeeded.
Well, if the hype train happens, you can get your
Hype
reroll.
train? Hype
A
train?
good reroll.
Hype train? Hold on.
All right,
No, I
so there you
rode the
go.
hype train.
Hold
for
on,
Wade.
Wade's gonna gift like 10 subs.
He wants the time. He wants time so bad. He just wants to open the holocron.
You will fail.
Guys, come on. Just hold on.
No, it's not. We're moving on now.
No, wait.
Unless
Varen
Wade is
comes
gifting.
in.
Is Wade coming in to gift it so he can get the hype train for himself?
No, Chad, I wouldn't do that. Come on, guys. That's crazy.
Wait, go. You want him to fail. He gifted 20 subs.
I thought I
20
was just giving
subs.
myself more time. What am I doing?
Wait a minute. This is like, I can't tell if this is rules breaking, bribery. Like, I don't understand how
Just
to take
take
this.
it as a compliment from my kind heart.
Oh my God, Scott! We have to converse here because one of our players
We have
on our
to converse here.
show,
Hey,
on our show, is
It's
trying
not the
to.
first time.
to
You know,
bribe-
half those Patreon items were just like Jesse Cox pretending to be like rub my mom 64.
All right, yeah, exactly. All right, well, Scott, you have to
Cheater.
re-roll. You have to re-roll, Scott.
This is good. This is good, Scott. Scott, you have another chance to triumph.
Watch, he rolls a triumph.
You cannot despair.
Hold on.
It's true.
I don't have to commit a new light side point though, because it's already committed. I'm just
Correct.
re-rolling.
You do not need to commit another
Correct.
light side point. I would not make you do that. This is simply a flat re-roll.
I just wanted chat to have.
All right, you waste 4 days more. You
Way
have
to
to
go,
make another
Wade.
roll.
You did
Chat.
this.
Chat, I just wanted more of you guys to be able to use the emotes. I
Well-
just love
Right,
seeing
yeah.
the emotes in the chat. So please,
Spam
Scott,
the emotes.
I need you to make me another roll, sir.
I'd recommend using a light side point.
No, I want to save them for your character. So no light side points. So I'm not gonna try.
Yeah,
to
that's
do
fine.
that.
That's fine.
Did I just screw us?
You got yourself
Yes.
some time.
Triumph!
Yeah, but not for the thing because the force point was wasted on the last one. This is simply
No,
Scott.
no, no.
Unless you have something, this is simply
No, we triumphed.
instead of taking 4 days, you take like a day because you already mostly undid everything.
With my 20 subs and that triumph, I get time. Scott gets his triumph.
Bribe me for time.
And Scott got his triumph. We all win.
I would like to say with that triumph, what it was is on that vehicle we were taking this gun off of. While
and we
kind of
killed
like,
Wade.
while pouring through like the schematics of systems inside there, I was able to find uncorrupted, fully intact files of the Mandalorians pertaining to Mandalorian information. Something for
Incorrect.
Bato.
You get files that pertain specifically to Revan. His name is on the file you get. It simply has his name.
But fuck Wade.
Hold on, I got 20 more gifted subs on the way.
I was giving. Oh, see, I was giving you something to hold over, Wade.
He would
My
just
character-
burn it.
My character immediately would want to bring that to his attention.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
I
then
might read it first, but I would definitely bring it to his attention.
Wait, how
We'll just
close
say-
are we to 200 subs now? I brought us
we
closer to
are
the goal.
now 21 subs out.
Chat.
21 subs out.
21 subs. We'll restart this campaign.
What? No, God. Yeah. Oh wait, all that work.
Wait, hold on. You have to roll a d3 to see who you play as. I'll go first. 1, your Crossa. 2, your Varen. 3, your Bato. One,
just
two,
swap
three.
characters.
I'm now Varen. Okay.
Okay.
Now you,
Okay.
sir, have to roll, and you roll a d2.
Yeah, you roll a
Crossa
1d2.
or Bato. Your Crossa, and Bato says Bato.
Bato doesn't change.
Yay! I'm gonna be good.
Hold on. I'll start. Hold on. Gotta like get my.
What
thumb
I
over
think
my
now is
eyes.
that
Hold on.
Varen is very handsome, and the person who used to play him was my favorite.
You went from Russian to like French.
Yeah.
I
I
went
went
to
from
the
pirate
forest,
to French
guys.
like 10 years ago, so I've not evolved that much.
But I have no friends, and the force only works for your friends. I'm gonna go on a long monologue here about,
My accent is
Things.
my only real character quality.
and then, oh look, I found a lightsaber, but it's broken because. Sad.
I'm useless and I can't hit the guy with my rolls.
Meanwhile, Batos is being Bato.
I'm just here like still shining my guns. Like these guys
We will
are
say
idiots.
though, we will definitely say though, absolutely uncorrupted files. You get a big old packet of uncorrupted files.
Hey,
Oh,
5 more
subs!
gift subs. Wait a minute. It said hype train incoming.
Did I
Yeah.
not trigger it?
The
no.
20 was too
Have you
much.
not adjusted your
wait,
hype train
wait.
settings?
No, it's 173. You're
Oh,
fine.
okay. It's at
completed.
173%. It just didn't pop until after that. We are now 16 away. And now you're after about 2 weeks.
7
time.
weeks. Oh.
Wade, you may now
7
make
weeks.
me
We've been here for 7 years.
7 years. Thank you, Nothing of Color, by the way, for all the gift
This is the
subs.
last
I appreciate
RP moment of this session.
it. Wade, you may make me now. Another 5 gifted subs. God damn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. PSN. 11.
I think we should have gotten the thing that Scott wanted for the triumph. I'm just saying.
I'm game.
Hey, listen,
Over
Hog
200, over 200%, 200%.
We're almost
I
300.
will go
okay.
ahead and knock that crit down.
Okay.
Guys, I just want to tell you all that whenever people in life tell you can't do what you want to do, just be rich and you can buy it.
Just be rich.
Just be rich. We might not need to hit that first goal of Patreon if we can get to pay you from
Cincinnati!
subs. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, 1 gifted sub from Zelda, 5 more from Sen. Doesn't that mean we're 5 away?
We are exactly 5 out from 200 subscribers. Would be the most we've ever had on this channel by about 50. Little more than. Anyway,
Yes, I will be
getting
rich.
distracted. I very much appreciate it. Thank you, Sin Naughty.
Yes,
I
will
want
be
more
rich.
emotes. If only we
We
had an
actually may
artist that
have-
actually does
We actually
emotes
that
on
may
time.
have unlocked more emote slots for
Yeah,
us.
no, exactly. It's just
So.
hey, if there's an artist out there that will promise the time to get emotes done, and get them on time, and not let's say 4 months later, that'd be awesome. Please,
I
The,
think the
the-
session really turned around.
Contact
Like a
us.
full, we've
want
got a full
emotes.
circle from the start to finish because we're at 360%.
Yeah, we really. Oh my god, god damn it. For Chad said, how many subs for payment? They get paid. I mean, gifted
That's more a
subs
Patreon
disappear.
goal, right?
Yeah, that's a Patreon goal
Yeah.
because that's regular, and we can make sure they're getting paid every single time. Doesn't mean they won't get anything out of this though, because this is a lot, and just share the kindness. Thank you guys. This is not going to like.
I might
me
get
and
20
Scott's
bucks
pocket.
of my gifted subs back.
Yeah,
guys.
you get some of your money
It's gonna be a
back.
good week.
Wait a minute, that's right. Some of it's your money. Pat can have some of your money. You can't have
Look
it.
at this.
Hold on.
I love how Wade was like, "Don't worry, we're never getting paid." I'm the only person here.
You're
that's
the
been
only
getting
one who's gonna get
regularly paid. This is great.
I've only
Pat,
been
you've
getting
somehow
money.
flown under the radar and found a way to crack the code of money in this game.
It's the Mandalorian way, dude. You stay quiet, keep to yourself, and only speak when necessary.
Damn it, I
That's what
never
I'm-
do that.
I know.
This
I
is the
know.
way. Whoa, whoa,
Hey,
what the fuck?
subs.
Hey!
Hello, 48.
Paulo.
You have helped us. Well, you guys all have helped us break our sub record by like 60 subs and then
That's
some.
crazy.
That's
That is-
insane. The
Thank you,
most we had
Paulo.
at one, we had like 140 was our cap at one point. That was kind of the most. We had 150. But so thank you guys. That's crazy.
I've never seen a level 5 hype train go to more than 200 some odd percent. We're at
Yeah.
527.
It's
It helps that
crazy.
we're kind of small, so we can hit that a little faster.
That's
But-
crazy.
All the people who got gifted subs, drop some Lost in It love and Lost in It hype in chat. And
Throw
thank you
all
for
the
all the people who
emotes.
threw money, including Wade. Thank you, Wade, for supporting the show that you yourself are a
Oh.
part of.
It's the gift that gives back.
Wade, I would like you to roll me a discipline check against no difficulty die.
Ooh.
Um,
All right, one roll.
I want
One
Star Wars emotes now.
I want stuff.
Triumph! That's 5, right?
Yes, it is 5. Counted
And
as
2 makes 7.
I thought
gives you
1 automatically counts as 2 or something.
that brings you to
Hold on,
That's 50
hold on.
even.
Hold on. Wade
die.
is too happy I think we should make him re-roll.
Yes!
I made this hype train,
Yes!
Patrick!
That's
Oh my
5! It's 500%! We
If
should
you
make
all-
it re-roll.
I made this hype train!
Can we spam re-roll in chat,
Can
please?
I feel like
Spam
Papa John!
re-roll in
I
chat.
built this
Spam
empire!
it.
You
Spam
can't
it.
take it from me!
You birthed this reroll into existence. You birthed this hype train into existence. You're really gonna have Scott. Okay, here's the thing. There's only 20 seconds on the hype train. I will let that 20 seconds run out before I'm not gonna say anything, but chat doesn't want a reroll to happen. I'm kind of with chat. It's kind of cruel.
They're saying yes re-roll. Most
I
people
see-
say
I'm
yes.
seeing it's
I
pretty
see more
split.
50-50 that I did for Scott. Scott was
It's,
all
it's
yay.
pretty split. It's pretty split.
It is pretty split.
I say
as-
you re-roll and see which one's the better outcome.
And take the worst of them.
I don't know if I'm gonna beat a triumph. Oh, hey, I earned a conductor badge.
Choo choo. I got a hype unicorn 1.
Thank you, chat, for the level 5. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh.
That was insane, chat. We love you.
Did my
40. So
Oh,
we
there it is.
gained 48 subscribers and 100 bits. Good
Damn.
God.
That's awesome.
You guys
Thank
are
you.
amazing, chat.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Those
whoa,
are
whoa,
fuckers.
Naga, you shut your. I'm gonna just ban him right now. Can we?
Make Scott re-roll again?
Yes, ban him, Naga.
Well, Naga,
He's
if
just
you
mad
want
because
to
I
fund
killed
the
his
re-roll,
character.
you're welcome to. But
He's just
as
mad.
it
I
stands,
killed his character recently. That's all. That's all.
Yeah,
It's not my
yeah.
fault.
so so we're gonna leave that reveal to the end because that's the that's the very, very, very last bit. What was this roll for?
Yeah, I just for funsies I re-rolled and it's almost
It was like
the
almost
same
the exact
That
same
is
roll.
literally almost the exact same roll.
Like one worse, technically.
Yeah, it's one less success, is it?
One less success and one more threat, I think. No, you had 5 threats before.
Yeah, it's the exact same
It's-
minus the success. That's crazy.
Yeah, one. I still say Wade should re-roll and just take the better of the two.
There's no way this is gonna be better. I'll do it for, you know what? Scott did it for funsies. Let's do it. But I mean, unless there's a triumph, there's
Watch,
no
it's
way.
like 3 triumphs.
It can only be 2.
There's only 2 yellows. 3 triumphs. Yeah.
I mean, you'd add a success and that's it. So hey.
Hey.
But any free time you get then, Varen, you find yourself hobbled away in your little do you do it on the ship or do you find like a prison cell on the in this abandoned port?
How
I
do
would
you
go-
do it, Wade?
How do you
How do you-
do it, Wade?
So what I do
How do you
is I walk off the ship with the holocron and I immediately just like drop the force field to the cell I was in before. I go in there, I find the squirting bidet toilet, I sit down,
Okay.
drop my drawers, let the water flow through me, and just focus on something smooth and hard. You know?
Come on, don't be gross.
The holocron.
No,
Nice
right.
smooth surface. It's a hard.
2 holocrons, 1 variant.
Yeah, I think about the fact that I don't need toilet paper on this planet.
I am the one who's with me.
I'm one with the force. The force is with me. That's a good one. A good one. I like that. Butt water, indeed. Yeah.
I am the poop.
Sorry,
the poop is with
I'm
me.
checking something. Give me a second. I need to double check something.
I am with the
You're-
poop. The poop is with me.
All good. So that was only 1 roll. So I imagine that was like a week.
That was 2 weeks of time.
2 weeks time. Okay. Yeah. So if anytime I'm not actually doing that, I would spend, doing whatever with that, helping out with the retrofitting of the weapons or looking through some of the terminals of information or seeing if
Of course.
Ray has anything more to say or whatever.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Void Soldier.
Void Soldier, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the 10 more gifted subs.
We should do this every week.
Well,
Chat
you
doesn't have to do that every week, but we should do this show every week.
I know, right? It's like people like the
Yeah.
show or something.
You
Bono-
mean get no progress done and just bullshit the whole time?
What are you talking about? Your ship is in better shape now
You
than
got
it
the
has been.
crit rating down to a 3,
Yes.
and Mike's muted.
This is very good job.
You're so rude. You're so rude. Otto, out of curiosity, I'm assuming you help with the ship when you can, but it's not really your forte. That's a lot of what Crossa does and ends up spending a lot of time with Torthel. What does Bato do
I would
over the
honest-
2-ish weeks that they are here bare minimum?
I would honestly just try to assist wherever I could. I would try to find a way into that armory because you said it was bolted shut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would probably, during the nights or whatever, after everyone's like kind of resting, eating and stuff, I would probably wander down there after the meal and just keep inspecting it, see if there's any way to get through it. I probably wouldn't mention it to Cross or anybody. I'm sure they would have seen it on the way down, but I probably wouldn't be asking for their help.
When you head back down there and you make your way over to the door, which is very, very close to the entrance of the basement in and of itself, like I said, it's a giant steel door encased by concrete for the most part. And there's no button, switch, or anything that you can see. However, there is a small metallic slot off to the left that when you get close, and now that the power is back on in the base, it actually immediately slides open. And when you look inside there, there's a little indentation where you could easily place your left hand. Slide it in and rest it. Any humanoid hand, rather.
Yeah, I would probably.
Urns wouldn't fit, Rhodians wouldn't fit, etc., etc.
You okay, wait?
Yeah, wait?
I'm good. Chat told me to pee into an empty bottle. Then I pretended to, but then I took a swig because I forgot that I pretended to take a pee.
You genuinely looked like you were about to gag. So
thank you. My acting skills are buenissimo.
Do you
put your hand in there right away? I mean, you obviously recognize it as some sort of security system.
Right. I would be hesitant at first, but yeah, I would
you would put it in.
Kind of.
Do you? Yeah. So we see Bato remove his armor. At least for his hand. Would I have
to remove my armor?
I mean, if it's going to scan your hand for fingerprints, if you don't right away, say we see Bato put it in, it simply just goes, Then
yeah, I would just remove the glove and just.
You move the hand or the glove and you pull off the armor and you slide it in. And at that point, you can feel the cold metal press up against your skin. Before you have a chance, there's a prick on your middle finger instantly. You kind of pull your hand back and you see this little blood that's been drawn. And after a little bit, you can the light on right above it goes from red to green as it typically does, and then the door unlocks and slides open.
As I peer inside, I would probably just put my glove back on, kind of like, okay.
The camera moves to inside the room where the room is still dark, and you see the silhouette of Bato take his first step in. And as soon as the first step hits, the one single light in this rather small room flickers to life and illuminates this place. It was as you initially intended to, or assumed it would be. It is in fact an armory, though most of the weaponry and gear here is gone, save a few things. In the backhand corner, there's a huge box, multiple crates rather, of war rations that would last years, if not decades. There's also another crate off to the right that doesn't seem to be labeled, rusted shut and unopened. There are no weapons that lie around, but there are a few crates of energy cells as well. Your first thought might be, awesome, we're in a great spot here. If it wasn't for one of your obligations, when you look at these things and you see weaponry and food, it immediately reminds you of how worse off your people are. Those who fight against the tyranny of ever-present government, both republic and empire. That your people are independent people and are forced to what is it, kowtow? I can't remember how to pronounce it, but I know the word in my head. Before a more powerful government. And Mandalorians are always rebellious in some fashion. And so your duty support falls upon you. This would be better off in the hands of those that need it. This is more than we could ever use.
Does the door shut right away?
No.
So it will remain to be open?
It will remain
as far
open,
as I know?
Unless you hit the button behind you and turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Door's open.
Would there be any way of me shipping it back to where it needs to go?
Yeah, you would have to take it on your own.
Right, I would just have to take it back onto the ship kind of thing. Yeah, I'd probably box up most of it.
Start taking the crates out one by one or two by two if you can carry both. And you start making your way up.
I would take one box of rations that I think that, a somewhat, how much rations are there?
If you were to do a quick guess, and if all these crates are full, there are 5 crates full. This is probably 6 months worth of rations for a fort this size. For you, if it was just the 4 of you, this could last you years.
You said there's like
still
6
good?
As far as he knows, yes.
You said there's 6 crates?
Yes.
Can I?
Mandalorian rations are made. They're not flavorful. They've got nothing but just straight the calories or whatever you need. It's So they're
calories
made
and
to last.
protein. It's literally just
Yeah,
trail mix, basically.
Exactly, more or less, and just in tasteless form.
I imagine I would take my time. I wouldn't really rush. Again, we have weeks to do this, so I would probably spend hours and hours down there. Would you be able to tell me how much is just in one crate? And I would just assume
each crate is going to be about 60 days worth of rations for what would be the 4 of you. For a normal fort like this, you'd think half that, 30 days, maybe a little less.
I would think it over, and I would take up an entire crate. I imagine it weighs
Crate for you guys. You could take one and not feel any hit on your duty for support, but the other 5.
Well, no. I would want to tell the group that there was more.
Please do.
There was. I would walk back upstairs with a crate, and I would show them. I found these down in the armory. However, I feel like there's too much here. I do have a civic duty to make sure that my people are fed. There's more than enough here for us. Possibly on our next outing, we could drop this off to a clan that could use this more than us. And I would bring them down if they wanted to see, because I imagine the door's still open.
When you leave, it shuts behind you. And
okay, that's what I wanted to know. Is it just does
when
it just
you're inside of it, it stays open, but as soon as you leave, it shuts.
Okay. Yeah, I would tell them basically that.
So you're saying that there's plenty of supplies here, but you would like to at least allocate some to a clan of yours?
If possible.
Specifically your clan?
My clan, or at least
those who fight against the
Asians,
the Republic and the Empires.
Yeah, I'd probably just say that.
Freedom fighters.
I don't know that I am comfortable going back to where I first met you, but I'm happy to assist in helping out the Mandalorians that need food. As long as Krasa is also okay going into a camp of Mandalorians.
Yuck.
Do I
Krasa
not
has
feel I am uncomfortable being here? We are in protection of a Mandalorian base.
There's difference. You are here with nobody around. This planet is quite unoccupied. You go to Mandalorian place, surrounded by Mandalorians. You live around Cathar. They cook you pasta. You go around Mandalorian, and they shoot you. Lot more guns in your place. Remember who it was that destroyed whose world. But that all being said, what is shelf life of these foods? Preservatives of your cultures are different from mine.
Imagine I would just have the rations there where you guys can go through one.
These are centuries old. Will they last centuries?
You crack it open. Do you crack one open?
It's maggots.
I probably wouldn't know.
It's like maggots with like Wade's head on them. Like
if you pull one out and you even kind of point it out, you kind of rip it open. It is literally a gray square.
Tofu.
And it is, when you pull it out, it is not soft. You know it's not supposed to be soft, so it's exactly as it should be. It's hard as like a cracker, like a thick cracker. If you take a bite,
I would just tell them to eat up.
Lambus bread.
Yeah, exactly. It's like nothing. Where like I imagine the Cathar are more along the lines of like pemmican, where they preserve it with natural stuff and leaves and whatnot, but it still spoils after like 60 days as opposed to like a week or something.
This is a salt block.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a salt lick. That's all you get.
How many did you have? 4. I had 7.
The last crate in the back, however, is not marked, as I said. To get this thing open, it is you could force this thing open. You could there's like a code that you would punch at the top. You don't know it. You could have Krasa make a computer's check potentially to get this thing open, but it is a rusted locked crate. And you're not entirely sure what's in it. So being forceful, it could be a box full of grenades as far as you know.
Yeah. Huh?
The whatever marking was on it has been worn away by time.
Well, we could disable lock on it, but it looks a bit rusted.
We could play Bothan roulette and try to force it open. See what happens.
I don't think we have Bothan here.
Last campaign.
I'm not sure what you mean. Are you
Right,
okay, Van?
Skitsy? Did you watch it?
What?
Why are we calling Skitsy out?
I don't know. Skitsy said they hadn't
why-
watched it yet.
Go watch it, Skitsy.
You're being mean to my
Skitsy.
mods. Screw you.
Why does this Skitsy suck? I do not understand.
Oof.
These Skitsy, they suck so hard. Because you're a butt. You're a butt.
I'm about to start another war here.
Yeah, it's about to
Really?
wipe out the rest of the Cathar.
Varen, your butt sucks.
That is very untrue. If I've got one good feature, it's my rumpa-dump.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I mean,
it's-
Varen. Varen's one good feature. Anyway, yeah, cross the computers or, you guys sort it out. I'm busy. I'm being emo with
Meditating.
Yeah, meditating. That's what it's called.
You gotta go like this. So anyways, I'd be like, we can disable the what you call
It would
it.
computers
but
check,
then
you have
we
a
would
chance
still
of trying
have
to crack into this thing.
We'd still have to worry about the rust afterwards. Perhaps Tails can help us figure it out.
Another tailspin.
Okay. Well, if you're going to make a computers check, it's going to be against 3 purple.
I would definitely want Bato to assist me on this one because
Oh,
he
I definitely
understands Mandalorian better than me.
Oh, yeah, he definitely would help
Like,
you translate.
This one right here, and he's like, that is the delete button. This one, that's self-destruct. It's in all of our electronic devices. You press it.
The
and throw
weird
it.
thing with our world, everything wants to blow up at the end.
Like even cell phones, self-destruct. Don't hit your chin.
The crackers. If you don't eat the crackers fast enough, just
You know that term throwaway phone? Yeah, we came up with that. Just
True. Burner phone, but
Oh, this is
exploder phone.
computers check?
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Cool. I will commit strain to it. All right, here we go.
What the fuck? What the? What? What?
That's right.
What? You
Omega
failed. You
triumphantly
failed. You failed, but you triumphed 3 times.
The triple triumph fell. This is,
I don't even. What do you do with that?
I mean, I can give you a few ideas.
It automatically opens.
I would say what each triumph brings difficulty down on the next roll to make it so it'd be a simple roll.
Well, the under the table, it literally says for Triumph 2, destroy an object.
Well, do you want to destroy it?
No, I was gonna say upgrade what's inside. Like whatever's inside is more functional or higher quality or so on
Done.
and so forth.
Done. I don't even say another word. Absolutely done.
it's gonna be more crackers.
And so I'm gonna be like,
This time with cheese.
That was the whole time.
But I have to say, I'm not entirely sure I can get this open just with your assistance. We may have to cut it open, or perhaps. at
As you
least
say,
get-
I don't know if we could do this with just your assistance. He would just pull out his blaster, just like,
No. We will talk to Tails and see if there
Oh,
is something
okay.
that she can do to help us out.
you would just have a stupid moment where he's just like, you want me to shoot this? I can shoot this.
No.
Like a burn notice. Oh, should I shoot them?
No. You no.
You ever watch Burn Notice? No?
Housekeeping.
Oh.
No.
No.
No, Superman not here.
Are you gonna re-roll? What's happening?
No, I want to get Tails involved. I want her to cut the rust before I try.
Oh, you want to do a mechanics check
Yeah,
instead.
to
Okay, so why don't you make the mechanics check and she gives you the upgrade, as always. This is going to be way easier. This is going to be against 1 purple. You're merely just welding out the rust and just trying to get the top off.
We
of
all
it.
know what Easy Rolls and Scott, how they get along.
He's going to be rolling with an insane amount of advantage here. Yeah, exactly. He's going to
As
be
well
fine.
with yeah.
So you're able to, through the course of about 30 minutes or so, just on the outside, work the outside until the top has been completely welded off. And with a shunt, you can push it off. What you see on the inside when you stand is actually 2 shelves on top of one another. And you can tell, Krasa, that if you had opened it properly, it would actually fold out. It would come up and then push apart and separate. But you kind of ruined the computer's part. And so instead, manually, you pull out each one. And they kind of come out like trays attached. Each one, however, looks like it's to hold armor. All of them are empty save one. The centerpiece, the chest.
About time.
The chest piece of a Mandalorian armor. That would
Beskar?
Duh.
You assume, since it's coming from Mandalorian type,
Also the
Mandalorian
age.
fort, as you pick it up and you feel the weight of it, and you maybe even Bato pulls out his knife and goes to just
No,
scratch
I
it.
wouldn't even do that.
No, you wouldn't. You would just hold it.
There would be no way that I wouldn't know what it is.
Then we'll say with that, you know it's Beskar steel. And while it
would
may
just-
not be the entirety of what you need, it is still a very significant piece.
Yeah, it is. That's awesome. It's a good find. I'm happy for you.
You've all been
Hey,
working really hard,
you've-
okay?
Hey, you've got a broken lightsaber, dude.
Oh no, I'm happy for me. I'm very happy for me, but I'm happy. That's a good find for you. Beskar is important. It's important to your character.
Hmm.
I mean, it's good. It's good armor too, but like just for your character, like that's.
He would be conflicted on taking it. He would obviously very much thank both Tails and Cross's help, as he would hold it up kind of like to the one light and see it kind of like shine. He would put it back on the rack and just kind of sit there and like look at it, kind of pacing left and right. He didn't earn it. What did he do? We raided a base and we opened this chest that he needed help opening. He couldn't do it himself.
If I see you tentatively carrying with this or whatever, I'd be like, what is wrong? It looks like good armor.
It is very good armor. This is what every Mandalorian hopes to achieve one day, a full set. And you would see it just glinting off of my shoulder, off of my leg. You could see it just glinting. You know, it's got the same shine. Maybe not Crossa. Maybe he wouldn't. Would you recognize Beskar? Would you know?
They definitely.
I research a lot, so it's up to Mike.
That's actually technically true. You might. Varen would not.
Not
by
unless you
any
talked
stretch.
about it before. But yeah.
Scott, yeah, I'm willing to have a. Go ahead and make me a knowledge education.
How high?
For Beskar.
Because again, remember this isn't like modern day
Yeah.
Star Wars. It's back in the day where it's.
Yeah,
a lot
I would say
high.
3.
Okay. And you said which one? Education.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll roll.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
In my clan, this is extremely rare. As you can see, I've got 2 pieces I've earned. This, so much of it. Imagine it's just a full frontal chest piece, or does it extend to the back as well?
No, it extends to the back.
Yeah, so he would.
Well, what it was going to be for those in chat who were asking, it was just going to be a leg piece.
Oh,
What does a Mandalorian in your culture do to earn these pieces? Because in history books that I've looked at shows armies upon armies of Mandalorians of wearing whole suits, and I imagine that's not necessarily all of them earned it.
no. Most of them have given the armor to go to war. In my clan, Beskar was extremely rare to mine up. To be able to make enough piece for a shoulder pad, you had to defeat a beast. You had to find it. You had to defeat others, other clans, steal it. Be just given to it. Find it like this. I don't feel deserving.
What would your people give to a Mandalorian that defeated a Sith?
I don't even know if I would know that.
Or saved one twice.
I was going to say that. Were you there? Are you there?
I think I'm there. He
Oh,
said I wouldn't know what it
I
is.
thought you
so I
were
assumed it was Joseph.
meditating on your free time, but it's up to you.
He was lurking outside the door.
Yeah.
Meditating's not working.
I'm right here.
My
I've been here the whole time. You just never noticed me.
just in the
You never
doorway.
noticed me. I wish you would notice me.
My tribe is a very small one. We've sent warriors out, but we've never seen a Sith face to face. Defeating one on one, not likely.
Well, one was defeated, not by a small part in your actions.
Not by my blasters, but by your cunning.
No, it's by the way that all of us handle the situation. Not to mention all of the other situations that you've gotten us out of, and the shits that happened on the train, and And don't forget the shots that took place prior to us getting on the train. I'm not sure what standards you hold yourself to, but you're no slacker.
Would I notice the artifact that you carry, the knife, or is that pretty concealed?
I mean, you were the only one there when you were not there.
I was not there.
You've seen me use it though.
I saw you stab the guy with it, but that was from the scope, and I saw a glint of a knife, I imagine, from how far I was.
Yeah, but I wear it on me all the time though. So I imagine
Okay.
you're familiar with it, even if you're not familiar
So
with
to propose a
significance.
question to you, I would say that knife you have, is it ceremonial? Was it given to you? Was it passed down in your tribe?
Not exactly. I've found the knife and I tried to return it, and she gave it to me to keep as well. It does not matter either way. Had she not done that, then it would be lost in ash now. Either way, I suppose I see point. There were only, I think, 11 made in total. How many suits of this armor were made in total across galaxy?
How many dead Mandalorians can you find to rip it off of them?
Oh, so hundreds of thousands.
All right.
Well,
To find it here, amongst the rust. A rare find. With that, he would, I guess, take it off and just kind of walk back to the ship with it to fit it on.
And it's a little big, but it fits well enough. Does Cross say anything when he walks away?
no, I'm hoping that he listens to what I was saying and hoping that he's willing to try wearing it and seeing if he feels comfortable with.
I wish you would have listened to me too.
Nobody ever listens to you.
If it's a little bit big, I just think you need to do more chest reps, yo. Hey,
That's it,
guys,
you just gotta bulk
you gotta
up.
build it up. You gotta bulk up, bro. You doing
But
your
I'm
protein
sure
shakes?
25 hours
You doing
a
your
day.
protein- Yeah, seriously.
While we may breeze by it and say it's like, oh, he puts it on, it's done. For Bato, and this is a rather important deal. This is very ceremonial, even if it's not
That's
necessarily.
why I was going to go back to my room
Right,
by
exactly.
myself to
So-
kind of very Varen-esque, you know?
As the camera follows Bato up the ramp back onto the ship and into your room, what do we see him do? Is it quick and simple? Is there a method to his madness? Is there a ritual perhaps that he follows?
I would take off all of my armor and I'd clean it all first. I'd put on all the armor pieces except my chest piece, which I wouldn't discard. I would probably keep on a stand that was makeshifted from pipes or something, kind of like a armor stand of some sort.
Sure.
And I would have my helmet on. I'd have all my other armor, and I would kind of just I would make sure that this armor, I imagine it would be clean or dusty or some kind of what another, but I would make sure it was cleaned, and I would wear it and wouldn't check myself out in the mirror or anything, but I would, gladly enjoy it, and then I would brand it with with whatever, I forget what. I had a seal.
Like
seal. Yep, just like that.
Okay.
I have to go back
seal.
into my character sheet to see what my seal was, but I have a God dang, where was it? I'll find it, but I'll get back to that.
Okay.
So for time's sake, just go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's
Basically
fine.
I adorn it on and I etch my brand of my tribe on it.
Engrave
to
it onto
find-
the armor itself, or
Yeah,
scorch
I
it on
wouldn't.
there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably take my pistol and kind of like low res it to where I'd be able to burn, not damaging it, but obviously just leaving an etching of my
Is that like a pistol attachment? Like you like remove the head and put like a etching and then
yeah, little Dremel
Yep.
kind of.
Is there anything else within the base then? He comes back out of Krasa, and after pretty much the whole day, he detailed his armor. He engraved his new chest. Hell, you might not even see him until the next morning. Well, why don't we say Bato disappears for the night, and he spends the night meticulously taking care of all of his equipment. Before he puts this new piece of armor on, everything must be brought up to the standard that it is. And so the night is gone. Following morning, however, when Bato steps out, not only is he in his new piece of armor, but all of his equipment is like spotless.
So you're asking me if I'd say anything? Absolutely, I would.
Yeah,
Is there something
that's
I
what I'm
was gonna
saying. Because
work
you
on
said you wanted to
anyways?
see if he was going to do it. So
Yeah.
he's gone for the day, and then he re-arrives the next morning.
I'll walk up to him and say,
I would even before you even said anything, I would kind of put my hand on your shoulder and I'd say, "Thanks for the talk."
"You look more Mandalorian than I have ever seen you before, but what Mandalorian needs is not only good armor that keeps him safe, but also good of weapons that brings fear to these enemies' hearts. Yes? This weapon that you used last time, it was shit. We both know. However," and I'll actually pull out the gun that I had saved. I hadn't given to him in all this time because I actually was like scrubbing it out, cleaning it out, making sure. It was,
Oh,
well
you were taking
maintained.
care of it for him.
Absolutely. And I'll actually give it to him and say, "I do not lie. I do not know the craft of this weapon." But
What am I rolling against it to see what it is?
warfare.
Oh, warfare check I think would be the best.
Right, but like against what?
I think you said two.
Oh, it's actually simple for you.
Oh, hey,
Okay.
you're a simple boy.
Is it just a 1 or a 2?
Simple, 0.
Oh, simple. Okay.
Roll your flat die.
I'll find a way to fail. Okay, never mind.
What you hold in your hand is actually of Mandalorian make. It is a Wester 35 Mandalorian blaster pistol.
I will need you-
WESTAR. I'll give you the picture.
Anybody in chat tell us what the odds are of rolling 3 triumphs with 4 yellow dice? Anybody connected with that?
There's a replica that someone made on Etsy. I put it in Zoom. So the picture's on the left. You can see the first one. That's what it looks like.
What's funny is you can buy real guns that look like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it. How it got to Cathar isn't necessarily a question. You know what I mean to you?
Right.
As you hold it, you realize, yeah, it's obvious that this would have, I'm sure there's a few maybe floating around the planet.
What's a
But basically it's got the stats of the heavy blaster pistol, but it comes with Pierce 1 on top of it.
Is this new condition or would this be minor, moderate, major?
We'll put it since Scott worked it and like cleaned it, we'll say it's in new condition.
Okay.
I worked it. I made it worth it. I put my thing down, flipped it, and reversed it.
A day or two before Varen finishes his holocron, you have all finished equipping the ship and gathering all the supplies in the basement and really making sure everything's good to go. Where do you plan on going from here, out of curiosity? Is there even a conversation? The woman Ray would want to go back to Iridonia. She's made that very clear multiple times, and she only seems to have any interest in speaking with Varen at any length. The two of you she'll give short answers to. Latorthal is with you as long as you got a job for her to do and you're willing to pay her.
Am I a part of this conversation, or am I still like, is this you two to discuss while I'm?
This is the next day, so I mean, I imagine we're all
Well, he said it was a day or two before I'm done.
Yeah,
so I
you're
didn't
gonna
know if
you can have time to talk about this. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
getting done eating our tofu blocks.
It is tasteless dust. The your own spit is what gives it any texture beyond dry crunchiness.
So we all have crossed to lick ours, and then we eat it because we know that Cathar tastes better.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm not gonna eat that stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it lasts that long, we'd probably eat our perishable foods
No,
first.
seriously, we're on Cathar. I just go out into
Oh, you go
the
hunt.
field. I just
Yeah,
collect
let's
some like wild
Mice.
turnips and make
Yeah.
some
Well,
Turnips.
yeah.
Come on.
Well,
Anything else?
actually,
Please,
Scott,
not
unfortunately,
turnips.
there's nothing growing where you are. You're
For
in
fuck's
completely
sake.
desolate, war-torn, destroyed land.
Yeah, that
there's
sounds
lots
like a
of
place where
rodents.
you grow turnips.
Ah!
Can I ask why he hates turnips? Is it Animal Crossing related?
No, it's a meme in my chat.
So, anyways, turnips.
He
they-
lost it when he found out there was turnips in Animal Crossing. It was really funny.
Yeah, it's a stock market, dude. That's how you make good money.
And now is COVID
No,
also
no.
affecting the Animal Crossing stock market?
So much more profit in tarantulas. I'm just saying.
Scott, can you make me a survival check against 2 purple and a red, since you're trying to survive off of desolate
Turnips.
land and rodents, hopefully?
Okay.
If not, you'll have to eat those things.
Sure.
I'm curious. Is it red or black? Is there something actively? I guess there's something technically
Really
kind of working.
actively working against it. You don't find anything to eat. You guys actually have some food on the ship, though. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have to go straight for the rations.
So
Anyway,
I
the
tried to find
conversation as to
turnips.
where you're going.
Well, he did say something to eat. You can't really eat turnip. It's pretty horrifying. So, I mean, maybe I could at least find turnip.
You guys can figure out where to go next. I'm locking myself back in the room.
Bada would kind of
I find I find a farmer's market. This wonderful girl named Trini is actually selling the turnip.
oh snap.
Yeah, she's happily
What a
married.
I was
Dang.
having a good night. I help support the channel,
Yeah,
and
you
this
did
is
help
how
support the channel, which is why I cannot tell you right now if Trini is or isn't in the game.
I'm sorry, Pat. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You continue.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say Bata would probably just urge a fact of like, hey, I would like to go drop this off at the nearest, I don't know, people who need help.
Well, you know, obviously, where a good section of Mandalorians are. Uh-oh, hello? Hello? Where? Why did I lose you all?
What?
I can hear you.
I don't know how Scott muted us all.
I can see and hear you.
I found you. All right, we're good.
I didn't mute me.
I'm an
I
idiot
didn't mute
is what
Scott.
it boils down to. That's fine. We're
I was
good.
like, we're fine. We're all good.
No, I clicked on a button. It did that thing where it doesn't minimize. It just becomes a weird tiny window in my monitor. And so it wasn't on the tray and I couldn't click on it and it went up into the corner and I didn't see it. I'm dumb. Regardless. You know, the best place that you could bring the stuff is to your people. They're kind of scattered, but
Okay.
we do something you can figure out later. Mandalore's still kicking around.
Yeah. And it's not that far from here, isn't it?
I don't think so, no. We can always look at that in a minute.
That'll be a fun conversation.
Right.
We're going
Well,
back to
so
Mandalore.
let's have that conversation. Sorry, I keep interrupting it. You need to figure out where you're going next. So you say that out loud, like you could you could use the supplies.
I would just bring it up that again that, you know, I have this duty. I want to just drop off the food.
Sorry. You said
Does any of the
duty.
other two have any problems with that?
We could fly by or just throw it out the window.
No, you have to deliver it.
That is delivery.
Everywhere we go right now is dangerous.
Social distance.
But Mandalore is particularly dangerous for me. If this is what the best thing is to do and what you want to do, then just be prepared, because I did not leave Mandalore on the best of terms.
Yeah, no shit.
Hope
Was
those
Cross a
guns are
thing?
functional.
Didn't we start this campaign on Mandalore?
No,
No?
that's where you two met. That's
Okay.
part of your history.
I don't know if Crossa knows the full story of Mandalore. So Crossa, I don't know if you know all of this, because this is something RPG like that hasn't unlocked yet.
The background. Scott.
What's up?
Hey,
I,
Hey,
I was
don't-
listening to the conversation, but I don't know why you're asking. for-
because we looked at you basically to see if you say anything.
Oh, no, I have no opinion on the matter. We built up our ship here. I did what I needed to do for my people. Only other thing I'd want to do here, and that's only if we can get stuff from the files from the Mandalorian, is see if we can find where that battle took place, because I think that would be an important spot.
Here's the RPG screen. Here's the question of like Cross's options. Like,
Go to
speech
Mandalore.
5. What happened on Mandalore? Scott's like, never
Oh,
mind.
I'm
End
sorry. I have
conversation.
to roll for that, don't I?
He's talking about his personal history.
My
he's
personal
bringing up.
history that we have, that like, 'cause
Varen
I'm
brought up
saying
his
that it would be
personal
soup. I'm saying it would be more dangerous for me to go back to Mandalore than it would for me to go anywhere else.
Yeah. I know, I heard that. That's why I was confused why.
Because I don't think your character knows exactly what happened there with me.
And he's not inquiring. That's why I was like.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Speech 5 was there, and you're like, never mind.
I said that. I said I have nothing to inquire.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I'm not concerned. So, other than looking up the files and seeing where this important battle happened, which we can definitely get to, heading to Mandalore seems to be the goal. Fine, that works.
It's a horrible goal. It's great. It's great for everyone
It's
watching
fine.
too, but it's a horrible goal.
Scott, after the last 2 days, can I get a compute? No, you don't need a computer check. You triumphed. you're able to you're able to file through over the course of 2 days these battle records, when the assault was to begin, what the tactics were when they planned on doing it. And what you realize is actually, like, while it's a 2-hour flight to get here, the actual assault and the actual battle happened about 20 miles, 30 miles out. You've flown over it a couple of times. I think when you first flew over it, I even said it looks like that area would be kind of like a big gaping area where the battle happened. You're able to confirm that through the files.
That a battle happened there, but not that battle there.
The battle.
Oh.
The battle.
Oh. Okay,
Yes.
'cause I think,
Main battle.
okay.
You rolled a lot of triumphs today. Seeing little nuggets. Little nuggets here and there.
Hey, that's not a nugget. That's a fucking.
That's a lump.
That's stripping's nugget. So
That's like that dildinator from Euro Trip that had like 8 dildos on it in one. That's what you just got.
Don't
Yeah,
know
man.
what that is. And
Hey, go ahead, Crosser.
Oh, you're lucky, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving on. So I would simply say, after that whole thing kind of blows over a little bit, I'd be like, there is another place on this world that you might find interesting, Varen.
Oh,
I think perhaps you might find it interesting as well, Bato. We've discussed beforehand the happenings here, but specifically that Revan fought here. I think... No, not fought here. Yeah, fought here. Sorry. I think you should come and check out Old Battlefield.
An old battlefield. How far away is it from here?
It's a short flight.
Sorry, Revan did not fight here. This is a battle that Revan didn't necessarily fight here. This was somebody else that fought that Revan got the...
Correct.
Okay,
The mask.
Sorry. So he says,
Sorry, I
there
knew
is
you
an
were-
important bit of history that is eluded me for some time, and it took place on battlefield, primary battlefield, when world finally fell. It is not very far from here. I think we should investigate, and perhaps we can also see if ship balance correctly with new armaments.
I'd be down.
Varen's all good with this too?
if it has any connection to Revan, he's 100% in.
Okay. And on that, Bato heads to the bridge. The Torthel gets back on, and the crew ensures that the ship is properly detached from all the construction and able to fly this thing out. I will need a piloting planetary against one purple while you fly this way.
We have our
Bato,
battery
are you
back on the ship, right? Because we just used
I
it to
imagine you
jumpstart.
put it back on the ship because you powered this place.
Yeah.
Bato, are you aware that we have handling -1, which means you should re-rolling with a black die every time you roll any piloting check?
I'm sure he was. That's why we weren't doing it.
Okay.
So go ahead and throw that black die on there. One purple, one black die.
Do I have a co-pilot for this or no?
I mean, I would definitely assist. I have no qualms. I roll against, is it 2 purple to assist? Yeah, 2 purple to give him to downgrade the difficulty. Yeah. Where
I would need your help anyway, since you know the location.
I give you a blue die.
Take a blue die. And you do so. Like I said, it's not that far of a flight.
Just
However,
for a whole RP thing. It just
oh no, you have an RP thing?
no. For the RP, if there were to be one, I wouldn't know where to go. Only
Oh, no,
Crossa
that's
does,
fine.
which is why I wanted him to
This
be
is where we're
co-pilot.
going to end up wrapping up here because this is where Varen finishes his holocron on the flight over as he's been spending most of the day. Finally, Varen, you can feel it. You're at the very end of this puzzle, and everything's clicking into place. As you open your eyes and the last parts solidify, and once again, it is a pyramid, but The top is a little bit more flat and wider as a holographic image of red shoots out the very top. It hovers above the ground ever so slightly. The image you see is that of the back of a man. He paces back and forth and says nothing. You can almost hear the worry in his pace, the tenseness in his posture. Eventually, he stops and turns to face you. It's a very familiar figure. Snap. That of Revan. Oh, snap.
Sorry, jizz everywhere.
He looks defeated, perhaps even worried. You're not sure when this is in Revan's legacy, nor how far departed from when he once was the myths about Revan that you know. He sighs openly, and he actually speaks.
If you are watching this, my name is Darth Revan. I have been struggling for some time after the succession of the Mandalorian Wars.
And he brings his right hand up and pulls his mask. You can see his face, weathered by age, as he looks to you as though he's speaking directly to you. You almost feel like you could respond to him and he would acknowledge you.
But I feel the pull of the light once again.
And you see him drop to his knees and look upward. He sighs heavily.
Everything I once knew must be destroyed. The lies of the Jedi that I have made permanent, like the truths that I speak now, scattered across the galaxy, must be killed. The lies of the Jedi must never be learned again.
And the camera will pull back as he continues to speak, and maybe even we see Revan speak to it, and it seems to gesture and acknowledge. Holocrons are weird that way, you know that. They can almost interact. They almost seem alive. But as it pulls back and the ship floats over the battlefield and we see Crossa looking over, finally to learn things he has been searching for some time, the camera will fade to black and we'll pick up here next week.
We still have 30 minutes. Go on.
But space battle.
Yeah, next week.
But space battle was like.
You've got some things to be looking through this battlefield before you worry about any space battles, sir. And the Cathar ain't going to be flinging fighter pilots at you.
What are you saying that's going to attack us, Michael?
I can't tell you that yet. Nor can I tell you if it's going to be around Cathar space or once you get back into not dark space.
Sounds like we're going to stay in Cathar space.
For maybe your own safety.
We have to roll an astrogation check. Maybe we won't fight anything but ourselves.
That's true.
That's a good point.
That's very true. Or you might just stumble into the next lightsaber piece you need.
20 gifted subs to fail.
It gets you the lightsaber. We have an after show to go record, everybody. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us on this episode of Rewarding the Party. Finally.
Today was a good day. We didn't have
Everybody got a little something for all their hard work. Ship upgrades, a little lore tidbits, armor pieces.
What did I get?
You got your weapon got buffed, and your ship got new everything.
It's not my ship.
And you got battle records, Cathar history scrolls, and a few other things.
And you got closure from the tribe that Wade killed.
You made your character care about old lore and scrolls, man. Mike gave them to you.
But Mike still hasn't given me the files that we unlocked from inside the actual.
I'm aware of that. No, trust me, I'm aware of that. And it is no longer because I haven't written them. It is simply because a very specific thing is about to happen. And once it's happened, we'll start going through those files. Thank you all for the insane amount of support today. We went from 140 something subs or 150 something subs to 215. Which is crazy.
Yeah, chat.
That's insane. So we've got a bunch of new emote slots. So I'm going to be taking care of that and picking up an artist and getting some more
We
I
need,
thought you were
emotes
gonna like
made.
draw a little like
we need some
2D
Star
stick
Wars
figure.
emote.
Yeah, do we want to do some Star Wars emotes? I feel like we're going to be doing Star Wars for a while. And I'm game for that if we want to do some Star
I
Wars.
want to cross the emote just in wires, stuck in
a
wires.
hairball. A hairball.
A hairball. Just a hairball. Oh, God. But we're going to go do an after show for all the patrons over at the $2 tier and above.
Turnip emotes. That's a Wade
Turnip.
thing.
That's rude.
That's
rude.
I mean, if you wanted to do a turnip emote, it would have to be like a turnip emote with like.
There's
Wade's beard
already
and-
one being worked
and
on
it
for
looks-
my
Yeah,
channel.
exactly.
Looks like him, you know.
They're gonna get a turnip emote.
But if you want to go above and beyond and you want to check out the after shows or create items like you saw today, which was actually the blaster pistol, was one of the items.
Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting you again because I do that a lot. A Darth Revan mask.
That could be cool if it doesn't infringe on copyright.
No, it shouldn't. If it's an
Ross
artist's
Devin
rendition,
mask.
it doesn't.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I had a genie emote, and it was technically not copywritten because it was an artist's rendition.
Gotcha.
Same thing with your what's
There you
it
go.
called?
My Baby Yoda.
Your Baby Yoda. Yeah.
But we're gonna go do the after
So
show.
you
Like I
get
said,
away.
if you want to go above and beyond, create items, create NPCs, or just listen to the after show, you can go check out the Patreon over there at the $500 tier. Our first goal, not the $500 tier, $500 goal. That's the first one we're trying to achieve. That way we can start paying our players for giving us their time, as opposed to, and that way I will feel less guilty when I just destroy things of theirs. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, if you want to watch the VOD right away or get some emotes, you can subscribe to the channel. That gets you immediate access to the VOD if you missed the show. Otherwise, it'll go over for free on YouTube 24 to 48 hours later over on youtube.com/Lost Initiative show. That's it for us. Let's go around the room. People can tell you where they can be found. We'll start with Revan. Revan, what's going on?
I'm Han Solo.
I hate it.
I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to mute him. Guys, you don't have to
Thank you.
see him or hear him anymore. I took care of all. Yep, he's gone.
Weird how that happened. I'm Wade, Lord Minion777 on YouTube, Minion777 on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot more lately. I've been playing Animal Crossing in my free time. I've been back up to 1 to 2. I've been doing 2 YouTube videos a day again, which has been good. Been working Dana harder, and I've been getting more videos recorded and stuff. So we've all been putting more in. I'm hoping, I've got nothing confirmed, but I'm hoping that there'll be something coming up in a couple of weeks to help support the world battling the coronavirus. So stay tuned for more information on that coming up soon, but we're trying to get something together for that. And I've been talking to my good buddies Mark, Bob, and Jack about possibly playing some more GTFO because we may have some access to some more levels soon.
Ooh, nice. I heard that game's
We
great.
got to get through D1 first, and we haven't done that yet. So we'll see. But I know Pat will be interested in more GTFO.
If there's room, I will definitely love to do that. Soloing the game sucks actual ass.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I know about the game, and I don't.
I've done
imagine
the
that's fun
first 3
solo.
levels.
But that's a good
Solo.
segue right to Pat.
Hi, it's me, your local Animal Crossing nerd, who has been doing nothing but Animal Crossing the last 7 days.
That's a great game.
It is a lot of fun. I am horribly addicted, and I'm enjoying it a lot. We've also started Doom. Holy
Also
crap!
a great game.
Also great. Yeah, it's 0 to 100. Where we'll just be like, chill, kill everything, and so it's just been a nice, fun segue. But you can find me over on YouTube, Patrick Static, Twitch. Patrick Static is, yeah.
Sweet. Which leads us last but not least. Scott.
Probably at least.
I have been, well, I mean, I can't really say quarantined. Locked down, I think, is more appropriate. Yeah, Massachusetts has not done the full lockdown, but I'm not working out of my house at the moment. So it's been a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Hell
I know that just tears you up too, by the way, huh?
It's so
just,
hard. So
It
difficult.
must suck, man.
Yeah, so hard. So my I actually just finished my season finale of season 3 of my first of my 3 Aurorum games. So season 3 literally just finished. I'm very excited about it. Spoilers. So if you watch that game, spoilers. If you don't, totally listen. They literally just helped a second, like lesser like a mortal being ascend into being a deity. So hello, that was quite the thing to transpire. They finished everything that I plotted for everything I wanted to do in their world from before the campaign started. Now I'm sitting here going, so,
Now you just run it like a regular campaign setting, right?
yeah, I know, because it's a Kingmaker game. So
Yeah, true.
it's all kingdom stuff, and some serious shit happens. So I have to find out what. So I have to actually write story. I haven't had to do that in that game for a long time.
Nice.
So it's been literally, I think, 2 weeks from now makes 1 year anniversary for that campaign. So
Congrats.
cool.
Wow,
Anyways,
that's cool.
so lots of stuff over on twitch.tv/Delric, and it's all being uploaded finally on time since I'm cut time on youtube.com/Delric. Michael,
Sweet.
what are you doing? Who are you doing? And how are you doing?
You can find me at Mathis Games pretty much everywhere. I've been doing Chilluminati podcast. We did we've got one more episode coming out this week, and we did an episode a week every week for all of March as a celebration as well, for trying to push for full timing it and making it a weekly thing. If you like paranormal, all I'll say is if you like the paranormal and you like comedy stuff and you want to listen to a podcast about that kind of thing where we do the deep research, but we also like make fun of it and have a good time and laugh and poke fun at each other, check out Illuminati podcast. Genuinely, I think you would like it.
Molly loves
really
it.
proud
Molly
of that
listens to it
project
all the time.
What was that? Molly listens to it all
Molly
the time.
loves it.
Well, Molly's got good taste. Look who she married, right, Wade?
Oh, babe.
You know what I'm saying? So go check it out.
I'm already married. You can't be like this right now.
Sorry, in public. That's it. You can go check out Mathis Games. Pretty much, I'm doing all kinds of stuff over on the channel. We're going through a schedule change. And in about a week, I'll be playing X4 as the new expansion comes out. And I'm really, really excited to finally dive into X4 Foundations. Kenshi will be returning for season 3 in the next couple of weeks as well. That's really exciting to go to the next chapter of that story. The first 2 seasons, we told the story of Rust Tilt. Now we're going to tell a story that takes place a few years later, from a different character's perspective within the same world that takes place a little later. But that's it for me. We're going to go record an after show. Thank you all
I got
so
a
much.
present for you. Boom. You're welcome. Watch that after we end.
What is that? 1424. Is that my video? There you go.
No, it's not yours.
Oh, yes. Go watch that. Go watch that. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to record an after show. But first, we need to raid somebody. Who's live?
I mean, I've got some friends live. Pat, you have anybody you see? I mean, Steve is live. Do we have any other D&D channels? You guys usually read D&D people.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if
Steve is live. I know Steve kind of had a rough day yesterday.
Sure. Well, let's give it. Just give me.
Wait, what am I watching right now?
The Han Solo song.
An old back when YouTube was good.
Here you
Okay,
go.
give me the name, and we'll start rating it, and we'll bring the stream down.
Watch that whole series. It's great. It's great.
Steve is an awesome disabled gamer.
Goodbye, everybody. Oh
He's
yeah,
awesome.
sorry.
Go
Yeah.
check out Steve. He's
Go
amazing.
check out
Awesome
Steven
guy.
Spawn.
Awesome
in
dude.
4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.